Hello and welcome to the first episode of Into the Wastelands, the Eternal Army. Thank you all for joining us this evening for a night of Dungeons & Dragons. I'm Niall. I'm going to be your Dungeon Master tonight, and we're very, 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 very excited, and we're thrilled to be streaming with twitch.tv/RollTogetherRPG. For those of you who are new to Dungeons & Dragons, everyone here plays a fantasy character in a fantasy setting. These 5 wonderful players each have their own unique character sheet, which tells them who they are, what they can do, and we will essentially roll dice to see whether or not they can do those things. 20 is good, 1 is bad. I will have the job of narrating the story, being everything else in the world for these guys to interact with and conquer, hopefully. Yeah. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves and maybe, I don't know, something that you are excited about trying out with your character? I know a few of you haven't played some of these characters these classes in a long time, so something you're excited about to do with, and those things. Hannah, would you like to kick us off?
Sure. I'm Hannah. My pronouns are she, her, and I am very excited to play a magic user who is not also a healer. I've played a lot of clerics, so it'll be interesting, and I've played sorcerers and I've played warlocks, but I don't think, why not a wizard? So yeah, I'm excited. Should be fun. Also an Eladrin. So many things to manage.
Thank you very much, Hannah. Evie.
Hey, I'm Evie. I use she, her pronouns, and I am excited to be playing for the first ever time a fighter, and specifically a Psi fighter, who fighters are a lot to get to grips with at the best of times, and now I'm throwing in psychic powers as well, so we'll see how I cope, but I'm excited for the challenge.
I'm super excited. I've always wanted to play a Psi fighter, so for me this is like getting to really see what they can get up to. Mikey.
Hey, I'm Mike. I use he, him. I'm going to be playing a mixture. This time I'm going for a sorcerer shadowy and a hexblade warlock shadowy. So I'm going to be excited to try and make stuff flavored to that kind of style and see what it's about.
A lot of shade to be thrown, essentially, is what you're trying to tell me.
I'm just going to be sassy as hell.
I'm a sassy motherfucker. I don't care, I'm nosy.
Throwing out all that shit.
G.
Hi, I'm G. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm excited to be playing a Leonin, which is like a new class from Theros, I think it got introduced. But it's a giant lion person, which is awesome, I think. I know some people that did. I've done like tabaxi. Flavored as lion people, but this is genuinely a lion thing.
And they got some cool features as well.
Yeah.
Really cool race features. Awesome. Rebecca.
Hi, I am Rebecca. I use she, her pronouns, and I am excited to be back playing a wildfire druid because fire.
Yeah, we all saw what Verasi can do, and it's pretty dang. I'm not gonna lie. So before we kick off this wonderful stream with these wonderful players, just a few house things. It's going to run for about 3 hours. There'll roughly be a break in the middle, about 5 to 10 minutes. And we're delighted to be sponsored by some wonderful sponsors. The first of all, which is Hero Forge. Hero Forge offers fully customizable tabletop miniatures with dozens of fantasy races and thousands of parts to choose from. Their easy-to-use design tool lets you build their perfect miniature online using a fully 3D in-depth character creator right in your web browser, and Heroes Forge is constantly expanding the catalog of customizations options. There's always something to check in, so go check out heroforge.com. We're also delighted to be sponsored by Ultra Pro. So get your tabletop organized with Ultra Pro. They do lots of character folios, dice bags, notebooks. Ultra Pro is the leading manufacturer in these suppliers of sports and gaming collectible accessories, as well as some other gaming accessories. If you join us in Twitch chat today, you can win a gift voucher for Ultra Pro. So you just got to say anything in the chat and you'll be entered into a random draw. And these are given all over the world. So also head to ultrapro.com if you do need anything like card slots, anything card sleeves is what I was trying to say, from Magic the Gathering players out there, or if you're like me, recently buying a load of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. We're also sponsored by the wonderful Elderwood Academy, who give us these wonderful dice boxes. This is my crescent. I love a good moon. I'm all about the moon, and they've made this wonderful moon box that I stole off of Chris. So I'm very happy. You can get these other hex chest dice boxes, which you can actually now custom build in their website, and you can have it custom tailored to whatever you like. So if you like moons, you can have a moon. If you like dragons, have whatever you want. They also do scroll and codex dice towers and rolling trays as well. You can currently get 10% off of your Elderwood purchase with the code roll-together at checkout. So find more at elderwoodacademy.com. We're also supported by the wonderful D&D Beyond, your guide to digital D&D, where you're going to be using all their character sheets, and you can see their all the players' character sheets on the overlay on the left-hand side of the screen. We're also supported by Level Up Dice, and there's a link in chat for our Table Shaker range, which are these massive fuck-off dice. They're just huge. We're also supported by two lovely D&D video games. Warriors of Waterdeep by Ludia. We've been having an absolute cracking blast playing Warriors of Waterdeep. Season 2, I believe, will be coming out very soon. And if you want to get a code for that, it is !WOW gems into Twitch chat for a link, and you need to be on the device that you've got the game on, and that'll take you straight into the game. You can get your free gems because the hunt for gems is real. And then our other wonderful game is Idle Champions, and for that you type in !code, and you get a Twitch chat into our Twitch chat, and you get a gold chest for Idle Champions. So there you go. That's your different ways to get that. We're also on Roll Together RPG for all socials. There'll be a link in chat, so do please like, follow, subscribe. All of those sponsors will also be in chat. The mods will sort that out. And a massive thank you to our D20 Patreon club. The dice heads are awesome, so thank you very much. And you can also join and be one of our dice heads from just £1 or $1, one of your finest currencies, to unlock more tiers. You can also unlock more tiers when you join as well. Our shows are also available as podcasts, so just search Roll Together RPG on any of your favorite podcasting apps and we'll be there. Finally, we play with a diverse group of players who play a diverse set of characters with a wide-ranging sexual and gender identities. Our tables are trans and GNC positive. We encourage and champion trans and GNC players and DMs and characters in our games. The DMs and players may portray characters that are of different genders to their own, and we aim to avoid misgendering, but acknowledge that it does happen. We have a company policy in place for correcting people on pronouns, but if we do miss an instance of misgendering, we are open, as always, to being corrected, so please do let us know if you think one's been missed. But for now, let's get ready to enter the Wastelands. So, you guys find yourselves in a town called Black Rock. It's on the very, very far reaches of Faerun, next to the wastelands of Kartur. This place is well known for being raided. A lot of orc and goblin tribes come in, a lot of wild animals. This place is just a fucking nightmare to exist in. However, the city of Blackrock, which is named after the wonderful mountain Tolpican next to it, because of the obsidian black rocks, has stood the test of time. They've really ingrained themselves into this wasteland, so much so that their town is based around one single location, the Predator's Lair. This is a casino/hotel where many adventurers come to make money and fame. Being situated near the Wastelands provides many dangers for adventurers to face. So for a feat, you can stake claim and go on for the kill. Hopefully, you succeed. And the bigger the target, the bigger the stakes. And this may seem like a really good way to, I don't know, get killed. But a lot of people make fame and glory from coming out of here. So, here we start with our players. The building itself is very much of tacky decor. Outside are these horrible palm trees that do not fit the hot weather and just the desolate nature of the wastelands. And it is situated in sort of a lusher green area. So you'd have thought that they've used native plants, but no, they've got palm trees ringing out all the way through. The doors are massive, about 10 foot tall, and on either side of these big stone statues of like large gargantuan figures imposing, looking out onto this small town that really looks juxtaposed next to this obnoxious building. The rest of the town is very common, regular folk, but this massive, almost Colosseum-sized building is the real feature. Outside the doors, we find Evie, your character. Would you like to describe your character first?
Yes. So Malice is a drow or dark elf, and he is about like 5'7", decked out in purple armor and robes, with the body of a very swole ballet dancer, looking lethal and elegant, with long knee-length white hair, just kind of there looking very brooding.
Lovely. Next to Malice is a small goblin. This goblin is ugly by even goblin standards. He's got a lopsided nose that looks like it's been broken 5 times in 5 different places. One of his ears is bent, the other one's cut off, and he's missing a lot of teeth. His name is Ica Cheeks the Itchy, and with his namesake, he is stood scratching indiscriminately at all his body. He looks at Malice and he says, "What do you think then? I reckon we'll be all right here."
Yeah, I think we should. It should go okay. I like our odds. I think if you do.
Look, I'm here, right, to make some money. All right, I think you'd be very good here. I've seen what you can do on the battlefield. I've seen you hold your own. All right, so I say we go in there, we put your name down for something, and you make a crap ton of money, and we stick together. We stay safe because together. Look at me. You're looking at me. Together,
looking at you. I'm looking.
Right? Together we're stronger. Right? Remember that. You told me that. Yeah.
This is why you're my manager.
All right.
We're gonna do this.
Exactly. Manager, employee, fighter.
No, not employee. Like, it's a partnership. You're just helping. Like, you're my agent.
Is that what an agent does?
I don't know. What's an agent?
I don't know. You said it.
I was just okay. The point is, we're doing this, right?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. All right. Let's go in. You start to walk over to the doors, and these 2 large minotaurs push open the doors, and a cacophony of sound, just roaring of the crowd inside. This building is multiple floors. On the first floor, what you see is lots of different sofas and couches and it is just crowded. There's hundreds of people all shouting, screaming. You can see these large boards that seem to have illusion magic with different names of monsters. At the very top, it says Orcish Tribe, and that seems to be the highest going odds at the moment. Below it is Blue Dragon spotted, and then there's a few others as the list goes down. And there's people shouting. There's booths right at the back where you can see people queuing up. There's also another set of booths that say bets. And then there's, on the very far right-hand side, is a magic shop. It has another 4 minotaurs all outside taking guard, looking around. You can see people going in, browsing in and out. And then on the left-hand side is the bar area. And on the second floor, there seems to be sort of like a ridge where a pedestal is with a microphone is hanging down. There is currently no one there at the moment, though.
Itchy, I think they do karaoke here.
I mean, I don't know really what adventurers are like. Are they the karaoke type?
I mean, there's usually some singing with some of the groups.
I mean, Ufra used to like a good karaoke night, but I don't know if the adventurers are like that. Do you think?
I know, sometimes they bring a bard with them, so
What?
maybe, yeah, like it takes all sorts. I mean, they've got a mic over there, so...
All right, just blend in, all right?
Okay. Try my best to look intimidating. And...
All right, do you want to make an intimidation check?
Oh, yeah, sure. Okay. Well, that did not go very well. That's a 6.
Well, as you say that, you kind of you start to walk around, throwing your shoulders about, and as you do so, you absolutely take out this poor young lad. He's wearing like armor that's clearly too big for him. He just crashes onto the floor, and he gets up and he's crying. I didn't see you there.
I didn't see you either, young person. Is sorry the customary thing to say in these situations, Itchy?
Nah, punch him in the face.
Oh, okay, sure. I punch him in the face.
roll an attack roll for me, please.
Okay. Is that just a flat roll?
No. So it would add your strength and proficiency.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
So that's 16 to hit the face.
You just clock him straight in the jaw. What's your strength?
My strength is +4.
Nice. His nose just like bursts open with blood as he rocks onto the floor. You see a Goliath like turn and look at you, look at the kid on the floor, just look back at you and just sort of like shake his shoulders and turn around, just mind his own business, drinking an ale. It seems to be the right thing to do.
Okay. I think that went well.
Could you make a perception check for me, please?
Yes. Is this involving sight?
Yeah, but it is indoors, so you're okay.
Excellent. Cool. Sorry, it was a nat 1. So 3.
Well. I am using these wonderful cards. So, essentially, I've got these look cards, and every time a nat 1 is rolled, I will take one of these red look cards to be used at any time during the game. When you guys roll nat 20 on an ability check, you'll get one of these lovely blue cards. Does that say 20? Is that upside down? It's the right way up. And that's a lovely blue card, and I will tell you what that does. But for now, I will hold on to my lovely red card.
Ominous.
Exactly. So, you look around and you are just overtaken by just everything that's going on. You can't really, all your senses are going haywire. The smell of liquor, of warm food, which you've probably not had in a while, and just the merriment of the general area and the wonderful sort of camaraderie of these groups of adventurers, which is probably a little bit, actually, for you, quite scary.
Yeah, I'm sweating.
Saying that, Mike, from across the room, you spot him. And Malice is looking completely overwhelmed right now. Would you like to introduce your character?
So from across the room, you can see a average height, half elf. She's got incredibly long, sort of bleach white hair. All of her, she's wearing this huge, well, not huge, but quite sharply cut ivory green, ivy green trench coat. Even in this really, really hot, horrible weather, she's still wearing this huge, big trench coat, and she's got a ivy green umbrella, sort of really artisan, sort of like almost knitted together. You know, the really sort of fine ones. I can't remember the actual word for them. Porcelain white skin with sort of pure black lipstick and really shadowed eyes. And she sort of looks across Can I attempt to be intimidating?
Yeah, who are you trying to intimidate?
Just, when someone walks through a room and instead of having to say, excuse me, people just get out your way.
Okay, I tell you what, I'll say a DC 18, just because it's a very busy room.
Okay,
And it's
yeah,
very
that's fair.
full. So it's like people will have to really notice you for you to be able to sway the path through them.
26.
But you manage it. It's almost like people can feel you coming before you were even near them. One person literally sees you coming from a mile away and moves their friend out of the way, who's currently in a full conversation with an Arik or and they're like, what's good? And then they see you and they all just sort of like look at you and watch you walk through. Malice, even with a natural one, you notice the Red Sea part as, well, Jamie Link walks towards you.
So I would say that though everybody else is finding her obviously intimidating in this point, as soon as the eyes meet Malice, it's that comfort. There's a very soft look in her eyes. It completely switches from her attitude towards the people around her who almost just seem like an inconvenience to her. But as soon as she locks her eyes on him, completely sort of softens up and just like, well, I'm sure someone said you were dead.
No, still kicking. It's really nice to see a malevolent face in here. What are you doing? What? I didn't expect to see you around.
I didn't expect to see anyone. What a delight to be at least around someone familiar.
I don't think we've ever met, so I don't know what you're on about, says Hitchhiker Cheeks.
You find the look of endearment very, very swiftly leave her face as she glances across.
That's fair.
To the itching gobber.
Yeah, he's just scratching his nuts as you look at him.
Who's your delightful companion?
This is Igor Cheeks the Itchy. He has been with me since the fall of Obelisk the Infuriating. He's my boy. He's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't need you. You don't need to be. I'm her agent. I'm his agent. All right. I'm his agent.
Okay. No. Okay. So Itchy. This is my cousin Jamie Link.
The pleasure is quite obviously mine.
Right. Jamie Link. They take out a little pad and they just start scrawling on it. You're not looking for representation, are you?
He's very good.
I'm very good.
What are your percentages?
0. 10.
16%.
Okay.
16.
Oh, honey.
Okay, that sounds like a reasonable deal.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I imagine we can come back to this conversation. Anyway, Malice, what are you doing here?
Oh, well, things were just falling apart. As I said, there were some issues with Obelisk the Infuriating. You may have heard.
Yes, well, sadly, we fell quite similar.
Did the cult succumb to the heroes as well?
Maybe we shouldn't shout that name too loud. But yes. I mean, as far as I know, a certain large winged friend, or, well, I don't actually know if you had the pleasure of meeting him, but my sector leader, I haven't no word whether they survived or not, but as far as I'm concerned, the organizations behind me are attempting to discover something maybe not better, but new.
Yes.
How about we go get a drink?
Yes,
I feel
that sounds
we've got
like a
quite
very
lot
good
to
idea.
Catch up on. Segue.
I'm going to go put you in then. I see. Yeah, so 16%, and they just start running off. Yeah, I call Cheeks the Itchy, runs off into the crowd, whilst you two go to the bar, presumably?
Yep.
Yeah, to get a drink. As you walk over, you start having a lovely conversation between one another, ordering drinks. There are lots of different wonderful cocktails, firecrackers, cold beverages, frost hands, all these kinds of things. And maybe a little bit further down the bar is a large lion in. Vega, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, so Vega is nearly 8 feet tall, and is in monk garb, which constitutes basically looks like some pajama bottoms that are like dirty, yellowy kind of canvas trousers, basically loose things. And on his arms and on his body are like trimmed into his fur are different elemental symbols, and those are the areas that are trimmed are also dyed. Fur is dyed kind of red on his arm, I think, and red, blue, and green bits, and also his mane is kind of twisted twisted into locks, and some are braided, and some of those are dyed different colours as well.
Beautiful. What would Vega do sort of at the Predator's Lair? Presumably Vega's been at the Predator's Lair for a while now.
He's there to try and compete, I guess, and get into some fights.
All right.
Try and make a bit of a name for himself.
Yeah. If I may, you've probably got your ticket already. You've already signed up. And knowing you'd probably want to sign up for the one that's going to bring the most in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you've signed yourself up to the Orc Horde. You've been here for a while, so you've heard the rumors that for some reason this small band of orcs that were pretty much wiped out have just been causing an ungodly amount of trouble. Every time. So it was started off as a really, really low stake. It was only 50. It's still only 50 gold pieces to join and to fight it, and to try and stake claim and kill the orc tribe. But approximately 145 people have died trying to do this job, which meant that the pot overloading, which is the winner's prize, is currently 7,250 gold pieces. But for some reason, this orc tribe have been an absolute pain in the bum. And as you're thinking that, you sort of surf the crowd. And with a monk, what's your passive perception?
12.
Really? Okay. Okay, cool. As you are scanning just the room, just having a look around, you notice a familiar figure slinking their way through the crowd. She's almost the same size as you, another Leonin, wearing leather armor, though very light, almost not even armor at all, just general protective clothing for like elbow pads, shoulder pads, and knee pads. She moves with a completely remarkable grace that almost flits in and out of the crowd, and you know her to be Zoxa, Spirit Claw.
Okay. Is this like the first time I've seen her in a long time, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
She pretty much left after she last saw you. Or you last saw her, should I say.
Right. What's she doing?
She seems to be walking over to a certain direction. You can't really tell where she's going, but she's moving her way from the bar two. So she's come from one side of the bar, which you weren't on, and she's going back into the crowd.
Okay. I think I would keep an eye on her, but I wouldn't. Instantly go straight up to her. I'm not trying to be stealthy, but I'm not initiating contact personal straight away.
Okay. You watch her move through a crowd. You make a perception check as she gets deeper into the crowd.
Oh, that's a nat one.
Oh, another red card for me, you say?
Which makes a 3.
You lose her.
Okay.
In the crowd, unfortunately. You can go look for her, but from where you stood, you've completely lost her.
Yeah, at that point, I would then go into the crowd and try and find her again.
Okay. Make an investigation check for me, please.
Nat 20 for a 19.
So, for your blue card, you might want to write this down. You have now gained a fortuitous circumstance. So you can just ask me, Niall, I would like a fortuitous circumstance right now, please. And essentially, as the DM, I will have to come up with some way for this fortuitous circumstance to manifest itself, whether it be loot, finding a hidden door, or maybe a chest that's unlocked, or coming across a trap that no longer works, bumping into someone you were looking for, or, anything else that could potentially happen for you. So make sure you've got that marked down, and that's for you. But with a natural 20, you find her.
Right.
She's sat on some sofas with two others, currently talking. One of them is this golden elf who almost radiates sunshine and beauty and sits with these wonderful golden robes wrapped around them, just beaming like, the sun literally shines out of his arse. And then on the other side is just like an average dude. He's got like a little bit of stubble, short brown hair. He's wearing he looks just like any regular dude that could be here. He's just the most regular man. Picture the most regular man you can. That's what he looks like.
Okay.
And yeah, they're all just sitting chatting. The elf seems to be doing most of the talking. The regular man just seems to sort of be nodding and listening along, and occasionally looking at Zoxa. And Zoxa's back's to you, so you can only really see the other two.
I would go over. I'd go and stand next to her and. Oh, I had an accent for this. What was it? Zoxa.
You see the ears prick up and turn to you, and from your perspective, you can see her arm is round one side of this leaning couch, and she just turns her one golden eye looking at you, and she says, "Vega. Did not expect to see you here."
I suspected I might see you here.
She slowly turns more, so you can sort of see more of her face. She says, "Have you been looking for me?"
No. I hoped I wouldn't run into you for longer than this, but...
Surprising that you came to a place where you thought I might be, but yet hoped not to see me. She sort of turns back to the group that she's with. The elf is looking, still beaming around. The regular man looks and fully gets that this situation is clearly awkward. and just sort of like looks very embarrassingly, like clearly a bit embarrassed of the situation at you, then at Zoxa, and then turns to the elf and just sort of shakes his head as the elf is still grinning, clearly enjoying himself.
I try not to base my life decisions on you.
Well, it's very nice seeing you. Presumably you are looking into gaining glory like your, well, Mamar.
As I'm sure you are.
As always, you know, our tribe is strong, so we will keep proving ourselves, won't we? And she stands at this point. She looks you dead in the eye. She says, "You're looking good. I hope you do well in the coming battles."
And you?
She nods and walks away. The elf looks and he's like, surely, no, we're not going to find out what's going on here. And she like walks off. She's like, "Please, no, okay. Well, it's lovely meeting you. And that's currently one of my employers. So I am going to go with them." And the regular man stands up, looks at you, and he just shakes his head and just shrugs and walks away quietly.
Okay.
Yeah, you're left, unfortunately, a little bit awkward in this empty sort of table and sofa situation. In this sort of awkward heat of the moment, we're going to go up to one of the galleries. This is sort of where the VIP section is. A lot of the more noble, richer folk tend to be here. Not really the adventuring type, more of the gambling type. There's lots of cigars and beautiful people around here, all swanning about in their beautiful clothes, being beautiful. And this is where we find Hannah. Would you like to describe your character?
Sure. So I assume sat at one of the tables, or in one of the booths, perhaps, is Protea Ernouvet. She is a petite Eladrin. And she is in spring and has been for as long as she can remember. And she is sort of wreathed in green and is green herself, and just looking around, eyes really wide, but then trying to play it really cool.
Could you make a perception check for me, please?
Yeah, absolutely. That is a 19, please.
Excellent. You've been here for like a couple of hours. You probably just sort of swan down from your room that you've got nicely up in the top suites. Definitely one of the nicer rooms. And you've come down for the day to see what's going on. This is obviously a wonderful point of adventuring, and anything could happen here. You've already heard a few people have died recently. It's been very exciting. As you're sort of like really sort of enjoying this moment, eyes flitting around, looking at all the different adventurers, Goliaths, orcs, Genasi, you spot potentially the worst thing you could spot, which is the same eyes looking at you with the same kind of excitement. The golden elf points up at you and says, "Sister!" from across the room. They start running towards the stairs.
Can I roll stealth?
You certainly can. Yeah.
Can I get the fuck out of here?
Roll a stealth check.
That's a 9.
Let me get just a straight 9.
No, it was a 7 plus 2.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, they rolled a 16, so it does. So, like, as you leave your drink, grabbing your belongings, trying to get away as fast as possible. They do move with like uncanny speed. You've always known that. He's a very active one, beaming like the sun itself. Theros and Mouvet turns around the corner. And he's like, "Sister, darling, how are you?" And he comes over and gives you little kisses on the cheeks.
Theros, darling, how lovely to see you.
What are you doing here? I did not. Mother and father did not tell me you were here last time I spoke to them.
Well, when did you last speak to them?
Maybe a couple of days ago. You know, they're always checking in.
Well, I'm sure they'll tell you all about it.
So what are you doing here? You've not run away, have you? You've not... No, not finally.
Me? No.
No.
I've not run.
Oh, that's a little disappointing.
No, and she pulls her shirt to show the magical barrier tattoo. No, they wouldn't let me run, would they?
No,
but they said it's time I get to bit of a gap year, bit of a timeout.
You're finally getting out into the world. It's you know what? I've been telling
with your
you for
shining
years.
example, how could I not?
Well, I really try. It's been wonderful to, think that I've inspired you to go out and start doing your own adventures. I could never have been prouder.
No, you couldn't. Anyway, what are you doing here?
Well, I'm working a job for a very rich person, some count or other, just doing a little reconnaissance in the nearby areas. We've just come here as a final resting place before we go off into the wastelands, you see. But you, in the Predator's lair, are you just watching? Presumably just watching.
No, I signed up.
For the goblins, maybe? The kobolds.
You've been away from home so long, dear brother. I'm not as helpless as you recall, perhaps.
Okay, so which
the
one?
ogres, darling. What would you think?
The top one.
Yeah.
They sort of like brush their hair to the side and they're like, sister. That's very ambitious.
What can I say? You've been so inspiring.
Well.
And of course, mother and father would be so happy to hear that finally you are the sort of inspiration to let me start doing jobs like this.
Oh, well, we've talked about you quite a lot together, and we have always said that you need to get out more. But, no, I'm very, very happy for you. And they go to like pat you on the shoulder, and then they like just sort of like awkwardly clasp their hands shut, and they're like, just be careful. You can't always trust those around you. Make sure it's a good team, and stay alive. More importantly than anything, just if things get too hairy, always use our natural abilities. Teleport out there and run. It's not a shame. It's not a shame to run if you're not, up to there yet.
I know. And when the going gets tough, leg it. I remember.
Excellent. Well, all the best.
She downs her drink.
And I tell you what, I'll put a little bit of money in your name.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Of course, of course.
Just a flutter.
Well, I trust that you will accomplish, and I'll put a lot of money betting on you to win.
I'll do the same for you if I make anything, of course. Not that it doesn't matter. It is lovely to see you. You must be so in demand. I'll let you get back to your friends.
Oh, we are. We're apparently leaving. There's something rather dramatic going on with another lion downstairs that was very handsome, 8 foot tall. But there seems to be something going on there. But they haven't.
Is that what fruits your loops, brother dear?
Most things fruit my loops. You know that. And then they swan off into the crowd.
Gross.
Your dick of a brother walks off back into the crowd. And around this point, a small figure making their way through this busy lobby starts to make her way through. Rebecca, would you like to introduce your character?
Can't I just stay and enjoying everyone else's? This is amazing. Veracity is a 2 foot tall gnome. She is dressed in very road-worn leathers, an orange scarf wrapped all the way up to her nose, and then fun buns poking out. She has a staff that's slightly too big for her, but would still probably only come up to Vega's knees. and is probably looking very, very unsure that she's in the right place.
You are in the middle of the lobby, sort of looking around. You've only been really given a name, really 2 names: this area and potentially a contact to meet here. There is a lot going on. What would you like to do?
I think take a look around, start to back out the door again, and then go, nope, and march up with confidence that she doesn't really feel to, is there any kind of reception desk?
You have a look around. The main desks really seem to be for the bar, and then queues for what looks to be sign-ups, bars, sign-ups, and then gambling sort of reception areas where you can put money in, and also there seems to be somebody sat inside a magic shop that seems to be heavily guarded by minotaurs.
Who looks most in charge in the building that I can see?
Make a perception check.
That is a 14.
With a 14, there seems to be a lot of security around there. You can kind of notice they've got these necklaces all with these blue stones with a mouth on. You notice them talking to each other. You notice one of them will lean down to the stone, and then another one from the side will go, and they seem to be talking. And then occasionally you'll see one of them point to another one at one of the crowd that seems to be getting a bit leery. Sometimes there looks like a fight's about to break out, and then one of these security of like different sizes, tieflings, Goliaths, minotaurs, dragonborn, dwarves, other gnomes sort of walk up and they're like, all right guys, all right, let's stop this. All right, stop. Keep the pace. Not here. Take it outside. Occasionally somebody's wrestled out by about 5 of them that'll just barrel in and grab one of them and pull them outside and throw them out onto the street. So one of the security potentially.
I'll go find the nearest security guard.
Cool. You see this blue tiefling with one horn, almost like a unicorn, that anchors back over their head, and their hair follows in like a Mohican style. They are dressed in full plate armor, and they've got a big truncheon.
Excuse me. Hello.
You're right, love.
I'm looking for Slalthazar, I think.
And who are you?
Nobody very important.
All right. And they sort of like look around like, you're with an adventuring party?
Nope, just me.
Just use. I mean, all right, well, I'll get on the blowhorn. You see them pick up their little sending stone. They're like, "Has anybody got any sauces out of them? Just telling them there's a normal one for him doing on the lobby. That's everybody name. What's your name?
Veracity.
Some Veracity. It's all with fun bunch. I don't know if I know so. I don't have to know her. Right, yeah, sweet. Just give that a second. We'll find out. You're waiting for like a good 20 minutes, but eventually you see from the staircase descend a lizard folk dressed in these sort of like brown robes. They're not like ostentatious, but they're of fine quality. They have a fin and they're bright green. They look like bored. There's just like a very like resting bitch face about them as they come down the stairs. They walk over to the tiefling guard and then look at you and they're like, you're a little early.
I don't okay.
It's fine. I was just expecting you later.
You were expecting me?
Yes, well, Barda sent a message. She said to make sure that you're looked after. So Would you like to come to your booth?
Okay.
They don't even really indicate to you. They just turn around and their large tail sort of like curls around them as they walk back up the stairs. You follow them all the way up and you come into this area of like this wonderful sort of just wealth. Everyone here is wearing beautiful clothing and adorned in like the finest jewelry, drinking, laughing. Over in one of the corners, you can see two elves, one green and one bright like the sun, having a lovely conversation with one another. In fact, roll an insight check.
Oh, okay. 24.
Do you want to roll a performance check, Protea?
So just like keeping having the chat.
Yeah, so what would Veracity get from Protea during this chat?
Oh, with an insight roll like that?
Yeah.
Probably that she'd really rather be anywhere else right now. And that now she's got herself into a scrape and gonna have to get out of it. And something about, well, I guess I'm fighting some ogres. But yeah, that's it.
Sorry.
No, just like friendly vibes, just bricking it very deep down.
From the other elf, you sort of notice a deep need to impress. They're clearly trying to show off how like well-traveled they are. But then near the end of the conversation, you notice some genuine sort of fear from them. And then the sort of need to impress and stay cool takes over. And yeah, that's what you kind of gather from that conversation. You're led to this wonderful curtained off booth that is actually very private. There's a wonderful illusion in the middle of the table that gives like some really lovely mood lighting to the area. There's a menu on the side with lots of decadent food. And as you sit down, Slazar looks at you and says, would you like to choose some food? Somebody will be with you soon. Your name will be called up soon. And then they walk up.
Oh. I look at the menu, instantly ascertain I want to eat all of it.
Yeah, all of it looks lovely. There's duck, there's all sorts of like vegetables as well, vegetarian, vegan options. There's just everything, gluten-free, darling, everything.
And then seeing that there's no one instantly around to take my order, I would like to poddle over to the stressed-looking Eladrin.
Lovely.
If she's by herself now, if Golden Boy has left.
Yeah.
Would you like company? You look as stressed and miserable as I do, so I thought you might like to be stressed and miserable together.
I look stressed and miserable.
I mean, also
Me?
beautiful and fabulous, but stressed and miserable as well as beautiful and fabulous. Sorry, I haven't had a conversation with anyone in like a lot of days. I may have forgotten how to do it. Hi.
No, that's all right. Hello, please sit. I mean, me booth, Sue booth. And just
there was sort of an in charge person over there who told me to sit in that booth. It's very fancy. Do you want to come and sit with me? And then I'm in the right place and I won't get told off, but also you're there and we can be friends.
This small gnome is pointing over to like the highest tier of like potential places to sit.
darling, I'd love to come sit with you. But firstly, sorry, where are my manners? I'm Protea. What's your... What do you go by?
My feet, usually.
Oh, sorry. What's your name?
Veracity.
Veracity. Yes, let's go back to where you're supposed to be so nobody shouts at you. Isn't it horrible when people shout at you?
I really don't like it. It happens a lot.
Oh, well, let's make sure that it doesn't. If I'm there, nobody will. See,
Really?
even though, well, most of the time people don't because... And then she just gestures at both the booth around and the, like, kind of outfit she's wearing and the vibe. and just tends not to happen. They can be horrible in other ways, but no shouting. So yeah, I'll follow Veracity if.
Quick question: Have you signed up for the Orc tribes, or was that a lie to your brother?
I haven't. I don't know. Niall, the almighty big one, as you put in your name. How the shit does this work? Would Protean know how it works? Because that would inform my.
You've been here for a day. You've kind of sort this place out as the place to go in terms of rough and ready adventurers. So you could. It's totally that could have been.
Does one tend to sign up with a party, or does one tend to sign up solo?
If you don't have a party, you can sign. There is an option to sign up solo, and there's a random draw every sort of 10 matches. Somebody gets picked as part of a random draw.
Then I think she hasn't signed up yet because she's looking for some likely lads. Or looking for some likely people, but it's definitely on today's agenda. She was probably plucking up the chutzpah to head downstairs and give her a whack.
No worries. So yeah, you two go over and you start having a bit of a conversation, getting to know one another. We're just going to move back down into the lobby, and as Malice and Jamie are recapturing maybe some of their fond memories of one another, they're met by the stinking smell of their goblin friend, who comes over to them and is like, all right, bit of good news, bit of bad news. The good news is I've both got you a fight. All right, so you signed up. They're telling me that apparently you've definitely got a chance at making some good winnings and some good money. All right, so that's there for you. The bad news is I can't be your agent anymore. I also got myself a job.
What? But you're my boy.
A man of many talents. We cannot restrict.
Exactly, Manis. Listen to your friend, all right? Because look, it's been great. The years spent together. That time, I got stabbed and you were there, and you stopped me from getting stabbed a second time. I really appreciate it, but I met other people who are a bit more aggressive than you, and they're a bit more powerful, and they said that they're onto some real big money, and I think they're going to make more than you do.
Well, now, sir, don't start to be offending people. Keep it a polite goodbye.
And this is polite, right? I'm just being honest. They say honesty is the best policy, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
One tear goes down the face. It's like, okay.
Kill, pillage, and be honest about it. Oh, see you later, man.
And I punch him in the face as a goodbye.
Just sweet. Yeah, I feel like you don't even have to roll. He's totally not seeing it coming. Yeah. He just straight up clocks him in the face. A tooth just spittles out from across his face. He looks down and he's like, yeah, it's been great, and tries to punch you but is bleeding too profusely and just sort of swings and knuckles the bar and wraps his hand. He's like, fuck. All right, yeah, no, it's been great. All the best. Don't die, but if you do, I told you so. And they go off into the crowd.
He's just done a complete 180. I thought he believed in me.
Maybe us sticking together could be a better option. You don't know.
Maybe, but what if he's onto something? What if, I'm the reason that every overlord I've served has been defeated? What if I'm the common denominator?
You're only on one, aren't you? Oh no. How about let's just pick out a couple of small wins, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
I feel like we can build ourselves back to world-ending overlord standard, but let's just click that reset button. I feel like there's a start.
There's a bronze dragonborn next to you both with a drink that's just been looking at you this entire conversation, and then just catches eye contact with both of you, turns, and then just drinks like it's none of their business. As as that happens, Vega, you notice a familiar face. They're a satyr, and you've been here a few days to notice Hank Marvin when you see him. Hank Marvin is the one who calls out a lot of the announcements for the Predators lair. He's a bit of a showman, and is very similar to you, bare-chested, but with a red sash over them. Yeah, they're walking past. If you want to have a bit of a chat with them.
Is the red sash new, or have they always had it?
It seems a bit new, actually.
Like, I've not seen them with the sash before, or...
No, usually they're bare-chested. Today they've got a red sash. It's very new.
Hello there, Hank.
Well, hi, Vega. How's things? All good? Oh, look at you. You signed up?
Yes, I'm signed up to get those ogres.
Oh, excellent. Oh, well, the orcs are, they're in for a rough ride with you, my friend. And what's your number?
I pull out my ticket, whatever my number is.
Yeah, nice. They look at it and they're like, okay. And they wink at you. Like, hey, tell you what, if by chance, you happen, and they smile, to, be the lucky one chosen for this fight, I'm going to put some good money on you, okay? So you better do me a favor and win.
Oh, don't you doubt that.
All right, buddy. All right. The announcement's going to be soon, so keep an eye out, or an ear out, should I say. I'll see you in a bit, bud.
Okay, I will do.
Nice. Hank Marvin swans off. You see them, like, talking to a few other people, chatting them up, the usual Hank Marvin stuff. From the top, you are served your food, you have some nice drinks, you've been able to catch up, and Slalthazar pops their head back round into the curtain. Protea, you know this to be the owner of this establishment. And they sit down next to you, opposite Veracity, and they're like, oh, I see you've made a friend. Well, just to let you know, I've put you into the latest running up, so you'll have a good job coming. It's a bit peculiar, but 145 people have died so far, but you'll be fine, I'm sure.
Did you put me in too? Sorry, I think we're great friends, and I thought, why not?
Sorry, I don't know what's happening here. You just said rounding up put you in 145 people have died. So I would like a little more constant context, please.
Well, you're Barda's friend, aren't you?
Yes.
Well, we just got you the regular things Barda does. Usually takes the top.
Are there any
claim.
skeletons involved?
She's been with skeletons here before. But,
Yes, she has.
There was a few of them.
Okay.
I
don't do all the things Barda does.
Well, we just have a few undead things, but we just assumed that you'd be wanting to make a hunt, no?
Okay.
Excellent. What's your name? And they turn to you, Protea.
Protea Anuve.
Okay. They don't look phased at all. they like pop their head out, and you hear them call someone over. This half elf comes over and leans in, and they whisper in their ear, and the half elf walks off. And Slatazar looks back at you, he's like, "That's done." I have a feeling something's telling me that you don't really get what's going on.
Me or Veracity?
They look back at you and they're like, both of you, really.
She knows everything. Look at her hair.
Yes,
She flips her hair.
It's very nice. They sort of like move
Thank
their
you.
head out of the way as you flip. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank
They
you.
look visibly like nonplussed. They don't want to be here. This is all part of what they have to do as the owner. But yeah, they're like, yes, your hair is very nice. Now, essentially, this place is a place for people to make their fame and fortune. The top stakes are usually the best ones. The odds are currently 1 to 30, so if you want to place a bet on yourself, you may. That way you'll be able to earn a lot of money if you come back alive. Now, this orc tribe started off as the lowest rung, but we started off with a few guards who wanted to become adventurers. They went off, and we found their bodies a few days later out on the northern pass, completely headless, which, well, was to be expected. They were guards in adventuring territory. But then, a few more lower level people wanting to prove themselves. Similar things happened. Again, a few days later, we would find them again on the northern trade route, completely headless, laid out, waiting for us to collect. And then, well, 145 people later, here we are. I'm not going to say that there weren't better people that went for it, because after a while, the pot gets so big, everybody wants to go, and hence why we're doing the random draw for it. But obviously, you'll be given, well, special consideration, seeing as who you know. I will say that I did have a bit of a look into this, and the rumors are is that these orcs were dabbling in some kind of dark magic. They started off as orcs of Grumsh, as many orcs do from their old religious zealot pasts, but their leader, the Eye, was slaughtered quite a while ago, and they've been running amok ever since. We think that maybe they've made some kind of deal with some hellish monster for power.
I have a question.
Yes.
If you weren't repeatedly sending armed, violent people after them, would the orcs be hurting anyone?
Probably.
Are they actually hurting anyone except the 145 dead people who were trying to kill them, so it's sort of fair?
Well, the trade route's been unusable for the last month or so, they have been attacking villages.
And when trade doesn't flow, everybody gets hurt, Veracity.
But the villagers seem to be more scared of the big blue dragon flying around.
Oh. Great, but we only have to deal, whoever is chosen, we'd only have to deal with the orcs, right?
Yes. Yeah, no, you don't have to kill the dragon, just sort out the orcs.
Okay.
The rules are you just bring back a few heads. We'll trust that you've done the job properly.
Great.
It can't be that bad.
No, and of course, if you do lie, we'll have a team hunt you down.
No, of course.
I don't tell lies.
Excellent. They smile this big toothy grin. You can see there's no happiness behind it, but they definitely smile.
Well, thanks for the filling us in, I suppose.
No worries. They stand up, they bow, and they leave.
Gosh, you must know some very exciting people, Veracity.
I did.
Oh. Oh, I'm sorry.
No. They're all lovely. They're all very happy and fine. I'm just here now. It's going to be very exciting, though, and it can't be nearly as bad as being on a demi-plane, and it'll be really good to help people. I like helping people, and I'm not a big fan of killing people, but I do like setting things on fire. Do you think we can set the orcs on fire?
For you, I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
And at that point, you can hear the sounds of this raising horn that does sort of bring everyone into this sort of heroic mode. You see a lot of golden-haired elves just sort of turn heroically towards the stage as they all look in slow motion, their hair wafting in the wind. A few Goliaths sort of raise their chin, showing their wonderful scars. The odd Dragonborn snarls as they look up to the stage where this half-naked satyr stands as the microphone lowers, and they say, "Are you ready?" And the whole crowd goes, and everybody starts shouting and clapping and cheering. It's like, all right, you wonderful adventurers, it's beautiful to see your faces. Hey there. And they like wink at someone in the audience, and you see someone like, as Hank Marvin just sort of starts pointing at people. They look around, they say, well, it's been a wonderful ride. We've had 145 people go for the top slot so far. A lot of different adventurers. We all remember Dwarvek. Yeah? Well, he seemed like he was gonna go somewhere, but he certainly didn't. And they all just sort of like, there's a few people who have clearly lost a lot of money on Dwarvek. It's like, but it's okay, you bunch of bastards. You'll get another chance. We got 5 new people coming in for you. And a few of them, well, they're hot to the press, I'm sure. Some of them will be raw and ready to go. Some of them may be wizened and ready, toiled in the battle itself. We'll find out, won't we? This wonderful orb sort of appears out of nowhere, and it's got a load of pieces of paper inside of it. They pull out one, and they look at the name, and they say, Vega! And the spotlight appears on Vega from the middle of the lobby.
Vega kind of like, having been here, a few days or at least, so I've seen other people do this. Just kind of like give a wave and walk towards the stage, I guess. Is that what I meant to do?
Yeah, so below there'll be like an empty area where all the adventurers will be expected to stand. I'm doing that. Nice.
There.
Yeah, you easily part the crowd being 8 foot. A lot of people like walk towards you. A few people like pat you on the back. There's like a Goliath that looks at you and he's like, have fun, buddy. And you walk through.
And when I get there, I do my Leonin thing of a daunting roar.
Nice. What's the DC?
14.
Nice. All right, give me uno secondo. Gonna roll some dice. All right, I feel like that's enough. Cool. What did you say?
14.
All right, pretty much everyone, like literally everyone in the entire crowd goes from shouting, you're like, to as soon as you let out this massive bellow, the entire crowd goes silent. And they all just sort of look at you, and you just sort of, what do you do?
I just throw my arms and look chuffed with myself, I think.
One of the, from the top, Hank Marvin goes, Vega will be clearly leading this party. A lot of people like start like nervously chuckling because like there was like an audible shit my pants moment for everyone. With not expecting you to cry over the entire crowd of the area. The satyr puts their hand back into the bowl. They look up and they're like, Veracity! From inside the booth, there's like a spotlight on you. You hear your name, and because you've got the curtain, you can't exactly see where it's coming from, but you know it's outside. Do you go outside?
I've seen Vega showboat, haven't I?
I mean, yeah, if you wanted to be watching this totally, yeah, then you will have seen all of this.
Then I will whisper, come on, Sparky, let's show them what we're made of.
Nice.
And I will create my wildfire spirit. So what Protea sees is like, you know how like when you put glue on your hand and you peel it off kind of thing, it's that, and she starts peeling, but then a whole waxen form that's the exact shape, size, figure of Veracity peels away from her, flaming, and I'd like, please, Niall, that head to poke around the curtain.
Nice. Wonderful. So that head pokes around the curtain, and you can see those on the lobby. There's these, where the screens were with all the illusion magic showing all the different scores and the different odds and all the different claims and stakes in the dead pool. You can now see this sort of live streamed picture of this curtain with this sort of flaming waxy figure poke its head out of the curtain. What do you do next, Veracity?
I think I will cast Produce Flame, so I have flame coming off palms of my hands, and then get Sparky to pull the curtain aside, and I will stand there looking small but on fire.
Wonderful. Yeah, this wonderful wreathed flaming gnome walks out from behind this curtain. Do you join the Leonin and the bomb?
Yeah, and I don't know quite how many feet it is, but I'm hoping you'll let me just for showboating purposes.
Yeah.
Sparky can teleport someone. So I will hold Sparky's hand and then disappear and reappear on stage next to Vega.
Wonderful. Your hands like wrap round Sparky's waxen fingers, and in this like Dumbledore-esque burst of flame, you appear next to Vega. The crowd like whoop and cheer. You can see a lot of like drinks being necked and people laughing and clapping and really enjoying this sort of like showboating atmosphere that's going on. The Stater puts their hand back into the bowl and pulls out another name, looks at it, and is like, "We have Melons!"
I've just been taking a sip of a pint, and then
the Dragonborn just sort of like wipes their face next to you.
I guess that's me. I would like to take out my trident, do a little spin with it, and then I'm going to, everyone's showboating, I'm going to use my psi-powered leap. So my eyes glow purple. I levitate into the air. My hair is like a flowy cape, and I fly on over to the stage with my trident.
Nice. You glide over this like roaring crowd that are all just like celebrating and whooping, and some of them like young adventurers like pointing and being like, "I want to be that one when I grow up."
Little do they know.
The forces of darkness have always been the coolest ones. From the top of this stage, holding the microphone, the set puts their hand in again. They're like, "Protea!" The spotlight appears back up at the top second level.
Protea casts Presti, and a sweet spring breeze blows through around her hair, whipping up her outfit, and then flows out over the audience just to make a nice smell.
Nice.
And then she misty steps down to the stage and then just does a little wave.
Can I druid craft his rose petals falling around?
Yes, of course.
We're going to get on so well.
Yeah, you have this wonderful entrance with roses falling down, like framing you beautifully in the middle of this group. And finally, our final champion, Jamie Lick. And the camera falls upon you at the bar again, Jamie.
Yeah, she just wraps her finger around, and almost like a whirlwind of shadow starts to wrap around her, and then she disappears. And then maybe Protea, you just feel like the presence of someone stood right next to you, perfectly still, with an umbrella, with a smile.
The Satyr from the top of the stage says, "Well, there you have it, folks. The odds are 1 to 30, so get your bets in. Let's hope these guys can do well. Will they survive this wonderful, wonderful trial of strength and heroics, or will they fall and become one of the cadavers to collect later? Who knows? I don't, but I'm looking forward to it. Best of luck, adventurers. We'll see you when you get back. If you get back." And the whole crowd starts screaming, chanting. You guys are the centerpiece of this wonderful cacophony of sound. And I think that's a good point to have a break. It's a little bit early, so we're going to have 5-10 minutes, and then we'll have a bit of a longer second half going on. But yeah, thank you very much, guys, for watching. We'll see you in 5-10. Welcome back, adventurers, to part 2, Electric Boogaloo, of our Into the Wastelands, the Eternal Army. We have left our intrepid adventurers at the centerpiece of the Predator's lair, currently being shouted and jeered on by the entire crowd. Let's say a bit of time has passed, the tensions have worn down. You're able to walk to get, to a seating area, and get to know one another and actually talk to each other, not privately, I guess, if you're going to be in the lobby, but certainly together. There will be other adventurers looking at you and then there'll be the other ones that look really obviously jealous that you got picked, and they will be giving you evils and daggers and stuff like that. But yeah, you are currently sort of free reign.
Okay, what are we doing?
We're going to kill some orcs. Haven't you been paying attention?
I was signed up by someone else. They didn't actually tell me what they'd signed me up for.
Yeah, me too. I thought I was coming here to find a safe place and maybe some idea on where to go next, and suddenly I'm now going to fight some orc, and apparently everyone who's tried it before is dead.
You came here looking for a safe place.
Well, I had a friend. Yeah, now I think about this, my friend, I don't know why I thought she'd send me to a safe place. Yeah.
Doesn't sound like much of a friend to me.
She's wonderful.
So
you don't have to say that.
is this whole thing normal with correct me if I'm saying the word adventuring?
As in being thrown together with a lot of weird people and told you're heading into certain death to help people. Yeah, it's pretty standard.
Yes, I mean, I don't believe you are weird, but I'm sure. How about
Tell me more about this helping people.
Yeah, that's a good start.
Sorry, I thought we would
check to see if they're taking the piss.
Yeah, go for it. Do you guys want to roll either persuasion or performance checks? Or, I'd say deception or persuasion, because you are asking a question or you are trying to hide. It's up to you.
I got another 24 for insight.
Well, roll well, guys.
I haven't said anything yet.
I got another nat 1.
Oh, another red card for Niall.
Oh, I am cursed.
Do you have other dice?
You just tried swapping my sets.
This is not a good one for you guys. Well, none of them are good for you, but that's not a good one.
Oh, no.
Maybe Malice is cursed.
It was a 23, so I don't believe that was enough.
No. No. You read them both. Little novellas. What would you say? I mean, at the end of the day, you are asking a genuine question, so I wouldn't say that there's anything that you're potentially trying to hide. Maybe just what do you reveal with that naive question?
With it being so close, I feel like there's like a vaguity too, but it's like there's a definite not understanding of what this whole hero adventuring thing is in the slightest. But there's maybe a slight bit of bitterness in the back of a voice of when referring to the word adventurers. Maybe that's, yeah.
For Malice?
For Malice, there's not even an undertone of bitterness for adventurers. It's just, adventurers. Along with a healthy dose of helping people, completely foreign concept. That's not something they're used to talking about in everyday conversations, and they're just trying to understand what's expected of them in this situation.
Veracity turns to Protea for help.
In what way can I be helpful?
Oh, as in if she does not know how to answer this question. She saw you look like you might have something to say. So.
What helping people means?
Mm-hmm.
Well, helping people is when one person wants something and you make sure they guess it.
Oh no, I know the concept. I'm not a simpleton, but in this specific situation. how are we helping people by fighting some orcs that are just trying to do their job, I suppose?
Oh, well, I can explain. It all is down to the simple principles of economics. Right. So, Mum taught me about this. Basically, if trade isn't allowed to flow freely, everything goes to pot. So, orcs are stopping trade from happening. So, we need to stop the orcs from stopping trade to help everybody. So, we need to kill some orcs.
So what you're
But I
saying?
think maybe one step easier than that is the orcs are killing innocent people.
Oh, that too. But innocent people get
Slightly more
killed all the time.
Okay.
Oh, that too, though. That definitely too. Speaking of killing orcs, who's got, I don't know, a plan, experience, thoughts, feelings?
I killed a giant plant monster on a demi-plane.
That's a really, that's well cool.
Wait, aren't you a
Words.
child?
Hello, I'm Veracity.
You're adorable.
Yes, that's canon.
We have no choice.
Oh,
but to
what's
accept.
canon?
A cannon is a really big.
So trade, trade.
My plan was to find the orcs and kill them.
I like that plan. So could we ask them nicely to stop first?
That's not the job.
Well, the job is to get them to stop killing people and blocking the high road. If we maybe
No,
they're really misunderstood.
The job is to kill them and bring back their heads.
But if we could make everyone happy without killing people, isn't that better than a job?
Veracity, darling.
Hello.
It's a matter of opinion, I think.
We did sign up to do this specific thing. Now, if you're not comfortable, there are lots and lots of people in this room who'd love to do it. I personally think, though, sometimes you just need to chop off their heads and bring it back if that's what they want.
I'm small. I'm not
Yes.
stupid.
I'm not saying you're stupid. I'm just saying that that's what we've signed up to do. If you don't want to do it, then we should sign up to do a different thing.
Well, I'm going to have a chat with them before we kill them to see if maybe they would like us not to kill them.
Ooh, we have bait. Fantastic.
The most delightful bait that I have ever seen. Just to try smooth this one out.
Do we know where they are? Sorry. Been out that way, or shall we? Do we need to stock up, or shall we just get going?
Do we
You
get
two were told they have been spotted on the northern trade route.
Right.
In terms of getting things, Mike, were you going to ask something?
I was going to ask if we were given maps or...
So you're literally not given
things.
anything.
Oh, brilliant.
Nobody comes up to you to help you or anything like that. Vega's probably like the most knowledgeable probably about this. And Vega, you would know that there is a magic shop where people do go to and get equipment from. Usually like some like rich adventurers that have been saving up their money will go there and purchase a few things. So, and also people do sell things there to get money to also enter. It's kind of like a bit of like a pawn shop almost.
Okay.
So they've always got like a circulating amount of items of, different powers and varieties. There's usually like some health potions in-house as well. But you do have to pay for them. You're not given anything. There's no handouts here.
And what
Essentially.
do I know anything? Like if I've been around for a few days and this job has been like at the top of the board for all of that time, I'm assuming people have been talking about it a lot. Like, are there rumors kicking about of what do I know of the job and where is a good place to find these orcs?
I guess roll an investigation check.
Yeah. 3.
Yeah, you just know everything everybody else knows. There's a group of orcs on the northern trade route. for being a pain in the ass. Yeah, I think Veracity and Protea were the only ones sort of given extra information by Salazar, which I'm happy to repeat again if you need that.
I think Protea would share what she knows. That's for sure. And then, like, without even looking back, right, so we need to pick some things up, I guess. Shopping! And start walking towards the pawn shop.
Do any of you have ways to keep other people or yourselves alive?
Yes, we do. Wait, what sense?
As in, if someone hits you with a pointy stick, a way of fixing that so you don't bleed out on the floor.
Hitting them back harder.
But to stop your own... Right, just me then, and I don't like any of you very much at the moment because you're all a bit murdery and patronising. So I'd suggest maybe you sort some of that out for yourselves.
I'm not patronising.
No, sorry, you're just very... Hello.
I'm hello?
Why don't we reset and just maybe start with names? I myself, Jamie Link, and she gestures over to my friend over here and gestures to Alice.
Hi, I'm Malice. Bessie, it's nice to meet you. I hold out a hand, low down.
And glances over to the rather large lion-esque, beautiful maned, plaited person.
In vigor.
The pleasure. So, maybe now we're slightly more acquainted as she glances over to see Protea's just disappeared off into a magic shop. Did you know her name?
She's Protea. We met like 10 minutes ago. Oh. She has nice hair and she understands things about cap tape, something to do with money and how it works.
Oh, capitalism.
It sounded dodgy.
Yeah, capitalism does that.
Yeah.
I would say, Vega, you do know a really good way of making money is betting as well.
Okay.
The specific odds for this. So if you win, whatever you bet, the odds are 1 to 30. So you'll get 30 times the amount you bet back. So if you put 200, well, yeah, somebody does the math on that. 200 gold times 30 is what?
6,000.
6.
There you go.
62.
Yes, 6,000 gold.
Yeah.
Big money.
I was thinking I'm going to take all of the money I have and bet on us to complete the mission.
That's
if
quite
we don't, we'll
confidence
probably
you
be
have.
dead.
Well, yes, I guess we won't miss it.
Yes, no one's come back alive and failed, have they?
You'll also have 7,250. Oh no, you'll have 7,500 in total to share among you.
Cool. Should we go buy things first and then gamble all the rest of our money?
Sounds like the most responsible thing to do.
So responsible.
Jamie, should I tell them about
Disclaimer,
my bad luck?
don't spend all your money on betting.
Sorry, Amy, do you want to say that again?
Sorry. Jamie, should I tell them about my track record so that no one gets their hopes up? I don't want anyone to lose all of their money posthumously. When they're dead.
I feel like as soon as we're sat with them, you may have at least half opened up about that problem, but maybe let's get to know each other before we start opening up about our ailments.
Oh no, are you sick?
No, had a cold on the travel over, but I shook that off pretty quickly. Yeah, it was a sniffly one. How about we go and find Protea. I feel like we're going in circles slightly here, and I'd rather not unintentionally offend anybody any more than I may have.
Wonderful. Protea, you arrive first into this, sort of like smooth marble shop. Everything seems really clean. There are, considering this is a shop, there's very little in here. It seems mainly more of like, it's kind of like, you know, like when you go into any sort of government building, there's always like 50 stands and people like lining up, and there's really not much around.
Oh, I see.
And there's like people behind glass boxes. And
So not so much duty free as passport control.
yeah, literally like passport control.
Okay.
And sort of dotted around are like various minotaurs and tieflings and Goliaths and, you know, different security sort of like dotted around, make sure, you know, nothing definitely was going to happen or go down in here. The room is like fairly quiet. Not many people are buying today, so you're able to walk straight up to a counter where there is a Gith who is kind of elven looking with like a shorter nose, almost like skull-like, and large pointy ears and these sort of like tendrils that roll down, and just covering their faces piercings. They just have like multiple different pieces of metal in various adornments all around their ears, nose, eyebrows, their little sort of hanging fleshy mustache, and they just sort of like look at you with their hand on their chest like, so.
Sup. Do you have a catalogue, or do I sit down and do people show me? What do you have?
They sort of like turn to like a book and they open it up and sort of like leaf through. You can see different dates, and they get to the date today and they look down like, we have a few items. There is a Atlas of Endless Horizons for 4,500 gold, a Ring of Free Action for 4,000, a Shadowfell Shard for 4,500, a Ring of Ram for 3,500, a Ring of Spell Storing for 4,000, a Bag of Beans for 4,000, a Robe of Ice for 5,000, a Staff of Healing for 3,500, Ventilating Lungs for 5,000, a Sun Forger for 5,000, and then we've got various potions of healing from common starting at 50 GP, from Supreme going to 25,000.
25,000?
For one potion of Supreme, yes.
Okay. I think this is the first time she's been in a shop where she can't buy something, like whatever she wants. Are these prices typical? Would I roll a history or what?
Yeah, like you, even though you are from sort of wealth,
Yeah.
you don't really tend to buy a lot of, like magic items for you are sort of like talking boxes and, you know, mirrors that, you know, tell you the weather today and things like that.
Sure.
Whereas you've never really had to purchase anything of use, of like real power.
Right.
But you've seen things. And usually when like you go over to somebody else's house and the person who's like showing off their artifacts will like tell you that this is priceless, like money could not, you know, afford it, but I did, kind of thing. So it's kind of, I would say that for you, this is almost, in fact, roll a history check, actually. Let's give you that.
That's an 11 plus 8. That is a 19, please.
Yeah, you know that this is the price. You've kind of done a bit of your own research. This is the price for these kinds of items, and they're pretty good. Like, if they're this price, that means they're well worth buying. They're just, you weren't expecting that you'd have to have that much money on you.
Yeah, which I just don't. So she will say, okay, could I get 2 of your second cheapest healing potions, please?
That's the greater for 250, so that'll be 500 gold pieces.
Oh, fine.
They push out like a little slot, and a little tray comes out for your gold.
Yeah. And she, without even thinking, just like hands that amount over.
Sweet. They pull the tray back in. You see them count it. Well, you see them like pick it up, put it on a scale. The scale sort of like a little magic illusion says 500 gold pieces, goes green, and they like shove it into like a little bag, put the bag onto a little like hole, and the hole just drops into nothingness. They turn around and disappear for like a few seconds, and then they come back with 2 purple potions. They put them back into the tray and shove the tray back to you, and you have 2 potions of greater healing.
Yes. And then I'm going to say, do you put things aside just in case, I'm a fighting, so I'm really interested in your atlas. It sounds amazing. Could you save it if I come back? And let's say if I don't, you can sell it to someone else?
They look at you and they're like, look, I do not get paid enough. All right. Just if you come back and it's still here, it'll still be here. All right.
Sure. I totally understand. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, okay. They just sort of like go back. They just close the book and they just go back to looking extremely bored.
Great.
I'm just going to get up you greater healing so that you know.
I've
exactly
added them both in D&D Beyond.
Oh, sweet. So is it giving you...
Potion of Healing Greater. 1 charge healing consumable. You gain 4d4 plus 4 hit points when you drink this potion. The potion's red liquid glimmers when agitated.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
That's the sound that you get when you put them in your back. So as sort of like you're waiting, the rest of you arrive into this area. You can see that the other stands are sort of taken up, but Protea is stood waiting. The Gith comes over and pushes through a tray, and you see Protea try to sort of persuade this Gith into doing more than is necessary for their job, and they're not having any of it. and they're like sort of putting 2 potions glittering into their robes.
Jamie will sort of politely excuse herself from everybody and go to one of the booth entrances or the places where you purchase, and just is there almost like a menu on the side, or do they just list off what they have? Or
you go up to Protea, and the Gith is sort of looking at you, and they've already read it out once. So they open the book and they just push it to the screen and let you have a look.
She seems content with that. I will just take 5 of the standard potions, please.
5 common. Okay, so that'll be. This is where my math is terrible because
250.
250. Yeah, 250 gold.
And she'll proceed to sort of turn around once she's got them and be like, well, my previous employer always advised that everybody have at least 1 emergency. So, and she'll proceed to pass a singular potion out to each of us. So we've all got 1 singular
Nice.
emergency potion of save your ass.
Save your ass. Sweet. So yeah, it's just a common potion of healing, 2d4 plus 2.
Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you so much. That's so
Zazun
generous.
always stated that it's a terrible misfortune to find yourself in a sticky situation without at least 1 gets out of jail card.
Do you say their name?
Just out
Me.
Yeah, no. No, that's cool. I don't think anybody would know. I actually got on roll nat 20. Only nat 20s will get this. Roll history checks.
Malice, I'd assume, would know. Back on the
Yeah,
old
probably
family
because you've
reunions.
talked about it.
What about non-nat? Only nat?
What do you get with an? Is that just a up to 20? I'll say all right, 25. The DC is 25 because you could get that.
No, I couldn't. I rolled a 2. I know nothing. So that's, I mean, it's 2 plus 8.
No,
Wow.
You've never heard that name before. Anybody
Never
get a
heard
nat
that
20 or a 25? No worries. Cool then. We'll keep that.
I just know it for nepotism.
Yeah. Good old Sassoon. So yeah. You've been handed a healing potion each.
I can't find it on Beyond. But...
Potion of healing.
Yeah.
Rather than healing potion. Potion of healing, normal. The prices are actually quite reasonable. You'd be surprised. No?
How much was this?
I believe they're 50 each, but it also opens the opportunity for yourselves to buy maybe more helpful items than the simple necessities.
Just for everybody, the potions are all sort of, as stated, 50, 250, 2,500, 25,000, but the rest are 3,500 and above.
Yeah, impossible.
Oh, at the moment. One could say that the odds may be in your favor.
For now.
So yeah.
Well, I don't have enough to be buying anything else. I appreciate this, though. I'll be heading over to the bookmaker's store.
Bookmaker?
How much?
Yes, to place a bet on us.
Oh, but.
Yeah, we both thought that you were going to make a book.
Yes.
And that was very exciting, don't get me wrong.
Michael and Jamie did.
Oh.
So how much are you going to bet, Vega?
90 gold pieces.
Cool.
Veracity will head over as well and bet 800 gold.
You legend.
We're either coming back and winning or we're dead.
Yeah.
What's Verity's passive insight?
18.
Then you will get the holy shit 800 gold. Fuck it. Like,
She will give him a
figure
look.
is. I'm glad you're as confident as I am.
Confidence, one word. Another one I read recently was fatalistic.
Well, yes, that is
Well-
another word.
I'll be moving on from here one way or another. It doesn't really matter the details. Vega,
Yes.
I can kill things. I have killed things. I'm not saying, ooh, no, killing, bad, no, my bleeding heart. Just people can be misunderstood. And if they're really good people who have been misunderstood, I'm going to find out before I kill them.
I think you've misunderstood me, if that's what you think my opinion of you is. I don't think you're naive or unable to kill. But if you sign up for a job without knowing what it is, then I don't know why you would do that.
Again, I didn't really sign up. I followed a friend's guidance, and it was the only guidance I had left, and it brought me here and sort of already signed up to something. And she's only let me down once before, so it will probably be okay. But she has a slightly different moral compass, so just on the odds that these are perfectly lovely orcs who just need relocating, I'm just keeping my options open. But probably they're super evil murdery, and I'll have lots of fun setting them on fire.
There's
I expect so.
a lovely dwarf who who's just like lovely and bearded and blonde and bushy haired, sort of look like they've just been put through like an electric fence. And they're the one at the counter as you're putting in money. They take your 90 gold and they're like, well, with 30 to 1 odds, you'll be getting 2,700 when you win. So win first, best of luck, best of luck. And then when you come over, Rusty, you hand over the 800 gold and they're just like, well, somebody's very confident. 24,000. Oh, well, you'll be putting us in bankruptcy. And they hand you your little slip.
Right there, here's the word bankruptcy and goes, will they really?
No.
Okay, good. Because then Protea slides over her 800.
Why is everyone so loaded?
I know.
I got paid really well for the last job I did.
My employer died before he could pay me.
I mean, I've still got 90 left in the bank of mum and dad. So, you know.
Any other bets?
I would like to place 2 gold. Just 2. I'm not very confident, but it seems to be the thing people are doing.
I have 10 gold left. I would like to give that 10 gold to Malice, just for
Cool.
his pot.
Yeah, sweet. So you bump that up to 12. That means you'll be getting bloody terrible maths boy. That's not right. That's right now. 360 gold pieces back. Any others? Jenna?
She just says it'll be a pleasure to watch you all win greatly.
Do you not want to bet any money?
Want and capable are 2 very different things.
I gave all of my last bit to Matt. Hello.
Let's say that passing it to Malice is passing it to myself.
Well, if the nice dwarf person can just put 10 down for you, then that's probably okay, isn't it?
You want
As in,
10
if I-
gold?
No, as in, can we say that I gambled 790, please, and my friend here gambled 10?
Okay, just hand me the ticket back and they sort that out for you.
Can I give Jamie a little bit of side eye and kind of figure out what's going on? What's the play?
Roll an
See if I
insight
get
check, I
anything.
guess. Yeah.
Okay, that is a 21.
21.
I don't know if you want to. Yeah.
With a 21, I'm assuming I just know that I'm getting the fuck, dude. Look. And then I will subtle spell message so people can't see I'm messaging Malice and just be like, I'm experimenting with figuring out how to be an adventurer. Let's call it a test. It doesn't feel too bad. Be nice.
I whisper back. Same bro, but it's a lot to get used to.
And
Sorry, I just realised I made a character that says bro unironically, and I shivered a little bit.
it didn't seem to be a problem in my brain. I just nodded and carried on. So. Yeah, that's what she says in message.
Sweet.
How
So
long have we been here, Niall? Being at the Predator's Lair?
I think since being announced, it's probably been about half an hour.
Okay.
But you've probably been here a total of like an hour and a bit.
Okay, this is fine.
Protea's been here for like a night, and Vega's been here for about 3 days. Jamie, how long do you reckon you've been here? Just sort of swanning around?
Not for very long.
Sweet. And yeah, Malice just arrived. Lost a friend, made 4 more.
They'll just leave me again soon.
Should we go and find some orc and probably kill them?
Yeah, I mean,
Does anybody else has anything they want to get done first? I'm ready to go.
No, let's go.
I'm
Protea is keeping an eye out for the brother and just wanting to nap.
I'd say that was like kind of like a perception thing that was going on, especially when you were getting called up, and they're not about, annoyingly.
Yes, but also, damn.
Yeah, that'd have been cool for them to see, definitely.
But also, I don't want them
to see at the same time. Yeah, it's a bit like I'm happy, but I'm angry. But I'm also happy, but I'm relieved, but I'm annoyed. God,
I assume this is what it is like being the younger sibling.
Okay, so y'all want to do something? Well, y'all want to go somewhere?
Jimmy's like, let's go on an adventure, and then she's gonna sort of like go to like, is that what you say?
It can be. Say it with more confidence, and you'll be great.
Okay, let's go on an adventure.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose that'll do. And Vega starts walking.
Just throw up in my mouth a little bit. Okay.
Lovely, Jill.
Follows.
So, you guys start to head up the north road out of town, presumably. You start to, just walk the north and the northern trade route upwards. It is also very close to the sort of mountains, and you do go away from the wastelands into the forest areas, where it's a bit more dense. You are following a tracked road, and above, sort of like in front of you, is the mountain Tolpican, which is also known as the Black Mountain. It's called that because it's literally black rock, obsidian, and just almost like a weird silhouette against the blue sky. It kind of brings out that awe and that wonderful sense of nature when you look at it. Could somebody make a survival check? Or, if anybody does want to be making a survival check, I think they would be. Veracity.
I'm good at it. Also, now, can I be really cheeky? Can I assume in all the sitting around and waiting, we had a short rest, so I get my Sparky back?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yay.
I have another use, but I don't want to waste,
It's all right. It's all like flavor, isn't it? Yeah.
Thank you.
I had 26 for survival.
Nice. You notice a couple of things. The first of which is new tracks. A cart with no horses, strangely. But also what looks at first to be blood, red splotches all over the ground at random intervals, like somebody's been bleeding and slowly bleeding out. But you realize very quickly that blood, when it dries, goes dark. This is like red, so this must be paint or some kind of like ink, maybe, but probably some kind of paint. And you follow that. Well, you can share that with the group if you like.
I tell everyone, and then I say, "Might be a trap." I don't know why else you'd make it look like there was an abandoned cart and blood everywhere. And there aren't any horse tracks, but there are wheel tracks, and it's weird.
Yeah, no feet tracks either. Just
No
wheel
feet
tracks. Yeah.
Is there such thing? You know about magic. Is there such thing as a magical cart?
Ooh, can I roll Arcana?
Yes, roll an Arcana check.
Oh, 18 plus 8.
You've heard of like self-perpetuating carts, like carts that drive themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, does this look like a cart that would have been with an Arcana of that high? Like,
I'd say because it's sort of like a survival coming to meet an Arcana.
Sure.
Between the two of you, sort of like conversing about the way that these tracks have been made, the heaviness of them, the way that it's being pulled, the speed of which it's being pulled. You reckon this is probably one of those fancy automated carts, ones that aren't necessarily fully magical, but like a mixture of science and magic.
Great. Well, so I actually think this might be a really, really cool new mix. And I mean, if we could get it working again, that would be incredible.
Where's
mean-
the person it belonged to? There aren't any footprints.
That's a good point. Well, you don't need. Can I make an investigation check then?
You wouldn't need to. I'd say you'd know that because it's an automated cart, we're probably just riding in it.
Yeah, well, they'd be riding it, but then wouldn't I have seen them get out?
But you've not seen the cart.
Is it
You've
just
not
tracks?
seen,
There's no cart.
just tracks.
Okay.
But as you're sort of voicing the fact that you think it might be a trap, you do hear the screams of somebody from in the distance.
Sounds like an adventuring thing to me.
We should run. I can't run very fast. Vega, can I have a lift?
Boss,
Thanks.
I just grab you by like, I was going to say the scruff of your t-shirt, but actually I guess like the entirety of the back of your kind of top. Like up
I'll
and
take it.
somewhere and to the shoulder, I guess.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
What's your backs? And she sort of follows behind at a steady jog.
Cool. Are you all
Yeah,
running
I-
together as a party?
Yeah, I think so. I
Yeah, I
think
guess
Crochet
so.
is looking wistfully back at this cart, but yeah.
So there's no cart yet. Just the
Oh,
tracks.
sorry, just the tracks. Then never mind. Then yeah, to the cart.
If I spot Malice looking a bit uncertain, can Veracity shout from Vega's shoulders, Malice, this is the fun bit. This is helping people.
Wait, helping people's the fun bit?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Thank you.
You keep running, and what's everybody's passive perception? Who's got the highest, essentially?
18?
18? Anybody beating 18?
Definitely no.
Veracity, from your vantage point of Vega's shoulder, you can start to first hear the voice. It's in pain, mainly. And then eventually you see this large automated cart with underneath a small person crushed underneath by the looks of things, trying to just sort of, they can't crawl out, they're sort of stuck and they're sort of writhing in pain, and you can just hear them crying out in pain.
I will relay this information to the party, and there's no one else, no assailants, no bushes with spears.
About 200 feet away, all you can really see is the cart, but around there is dense forest.
So I'm not sure. Okay, I will pass this on as well. I can only see, it looks like the silly mechanical magic thing has fallen over and trapped the person, but I can't see whether it was an accident or whether someone's done it on purpose. I can only see the person in the cart. But they're shouting quite a lot. That's a rude word. That's another rude word.
Accurate.
So we then.
So yeah, I just keep heading towards.
Yeah, you run the full 200 feet.
Before we
I
get
would like to keep an eye out at everything else. I do not trust this person's motives.
before we get
so are you making an...
sorry.
Hannah, quickly. Yeah,
Before
go
we
for it. Go.
too close, can I telekinetically shove this cart away from me? It has to succeed on a strength save, DC.
It's telekinesis, right?
Yeah,
You can just lift a certain amount of weight.
I
believe.
only have shove.
Oh,
I can use my telekinetic movement.
let me just have a look.
It says
at
one
this.
creature, but I'm asking whether I could do it on the cart.
This is telekinesis, right?
Telekinetic shove.
Oh,
As a bonus
telekinetic
action,
shove.
You can try to telekinetically shove one creature you can see within 30 feet of you.
I'd say
Or I could
make-
shove but pull him. I
use.
guess, or them.
I think your first hit him. Yeah, him's fine. I would say that your first idea works perfectly because I think it's better to lift something off rather than drag someone out.
yeah.
I would say I will roll like a weight roll. I'll add 2 to the roll.
Okay.
It's probably pretty heavy actually. I'll add 5.
Okay.
You add your spell attack modifier to your d20, like you would be making a spell attack.
Yeah.
And we'll see what we get.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so I only got an 8.
Great. Well, I got a 17.
Perfect. And Malice, you said you wanted to either insight check the person, or did you want to perceive the surroundings?
Are we in daylight now?
Yes.
Okay, I'd like to see the person.
Daylight! So as you sort of get... you can do this at a distance because it's an insight check. It's not a perception check. So roll an insight check for the screaming halfling, which you notice as you throw this large carriage from being on top of this halfling to boom, straight standing back up again. All these paints and canvases and paintbrushes clatter all over the floor and sort of fling out more. Some of them still safe within the carriage, others scattered on the floor, and you just hear the halfling cry out in relief. And Malice, what did you roll?
17.
They are really happy you're here. They're also happy their legs are no longer underneath a massive automated carriage. They seem to be in distress, but it's all above board, all genuine. This person isn't part of a trap, if that makes sense. They've not conceived this idea of laying in wait for you. You all move over.
Can I do a perception check then? Can I tell how the cart got flipped?
That would be an investigation check.
All right.
And as you all arrive and you all come in to come around the halfling.
Jamie's going to stay about 10 feet away
from the halfling. Protea, how far can you do your telekinetic? Would you want to go right up and throw it off? So about 30 foot away.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'll have slid off Vega's shoulders once we're there with the intention of going to heal the guy.
Yeah.
I think my investigation roll was 3, so I think I have a cursory glance around and go, no, I can't work it out, as I walk over to the halfling.
No worries. As you sort of Malice, you sort of stood over this halfling looking down, the shadows falling upon your face, burning, looking into this halfling's soul. Jamie, you're sort of stood about 30, would you say how far? About 30 foot away, 10 foot away, sorry, from Vega, Veracity, and Malice, and then about 30 foot away, is that right, Protea?
Yeah.
You're sort of you've just shoved this carriage back up with your telekinetic force. You're probably the first to notice from the bushes a little glass vial drop between Jamie and the halfling, Vega, Malice, and Veracity. Could you 4 please make Constitution saving throws for me, please?
14.
Non-natural 20.
6.
Well,
everyone apart from Veracity passes. Veracity, the smoke you inhale straight from this sort of green vapor, and the light just starts to dim as you drop unconscious. It only needs an action to be woken up. You're not completely out of it. You're just unconscious. But you still.
As soon as she falls unconscious, I pick her up and fireman lift style, just plonk her on my shoulder.
Well, as you do that, bugbears from all around jump out, and they've all got these big swords, and they're all "Avast!" and then they run into the fray. I would say they ruined their surprise round by throwing a grenade at you.
And by saying surprise as they enter.
Exactly. So everybody roll initiative, please.
Oh. 11.
take another card, Niall.
Ooh, daddy like.
Niall, maybe not that one.
I could have kids. You don't know.
We do know.
Yeah, we do. We all know. So, between 20 and 25, anyone? No. Okay. Sweet. And between 15 and 20?
18
What's your dex mod?
+2.
Could you roll me a d20, please?
Yes.
Gotta be a 3.
7.
Cool. Sweet.
Beat a 3.
Yeah. And anybody get above an 18? No? Okay. Any more for between 15 and 20? No? Okay. That leaves us with 10 to 15?
11.
11?
So 11.
I'm guessing you have a higher dex. Gee.
I think so. I'm pretty sure it's a
hope so.
+9.
Plus,
My initiative is a +9. Dex is a +4. Yeah.
Sweet. Okay. And yeah, Protea probably doesn't have that. No, cool. P. And then Malice and Mike. Well, Malice and Jamie. What do you guys get?
A 10.
A 10 and a 3. Okay. 3 of the bugbears leap around the cart, running towards Malice and Vega with Veracity over the shoulder. They go to swing these large swords at you. And one more will go for... Oh no, two will just go for... I'll tell you what, highs is Vega, lows is Malice. So that's Malice. 2 will go for Malice, 1 will go for Vega. One got a nat 20. So that's another card for Niall. Lordy. I've got a lot of cards that I have not used. The one attacking Vega got a 19 to hit.
That hits.
And one of them, the other one attacking you, Malice, only rolled 13, so that misses, right?
That misses.
Okay, so that's 1 nat 20 and 3 a 50. A 19, 20, just a normal 20 will hit you again, right, Malice?
Yep.
Cool. And then Vega, a 21 will hopefully hit, right?
Yep.
I mean, I don't know those ACs. Okay, so damage for... Getting my crit card out for y'all. It is slashing damage. So it's follow-up. Your attacker can make an additional attack against you. So it doesn't get extra damage, but they can make an extra attack. That will miss, though. So it's just the flat damage of 1 attack, which is... Oh, no, they hit you twice, so didn't they? Did I say that? Did I say they hit twice, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think so.
Cool. So you take 8 points on the first attack and 10 points on the second attack as they come in with this large sort of black metal sword, swinging it against you, being like, oh! Like smashing the sword against your armor and starting to like really dig into you. You can feel the sword sort of getting into under bits of your armor and slashing against you. Vega, only 1 hit, didn't it? Or was it 2 again?
I think it was 2 again.
2 again.
I'm good. Can I use my reaction to reduce that damage?
Of course you can. Reduce
Excellent.
that damage. So the first attack dealt 14 points of damage. Oh, bloody hell. And the second attack deals 16 points of damage.
Oh, damn.
They rolled really high on that.
Not messing around.
Yeah, this one comes in, slicing at your feet, and then just swipe to the chest and start to sort of like tear into your muscles. It is now Oh, there's one. Oh, yeah. And then is Veracity's turn. So, unfortunately, you're
Wake
unconscious.
myself up with an action, or is it someone else's action?
Somebody else's,
Oh,
because you're... Yeah. So, in fact, you know what? No, yeah.
We
That's
need some
fine.
explosions,
Did we-
and fire
did-
and flame, and
Did the action of picking Veracity up not wake her up?
No, because I just let that go for flavour, I'll be honest with you. It's now the others that are going to run in for Jamie and bloody. What's it called? Jamie and Protea. So highs is Protea, lows is Jamie. So 2 are going to go after Protea, and 1 is going to go after Jamie. So will a 16 hit, Jamie?
16 will.
Okay, and then a 15?
Nope. Oh, still Jamie.
Yeah, still Jamie. Yeah, they get 2 attacks.
They both hit, but I'm going to pop up a shield as
Nice.
smoke and shadow just starts to like sort of build up in her hand and form like the outline of a shield. And she just
Beautiful.
blocks it.
Yeah, they swing in like, oh, and you just start to like bing, bing, this shadow shield as they look like confused at what's going on. The other 2 are going to rush you, Protea. 1 for a 12,
No.
and the other one for a 19.
Yes.
So 1 hit. And another 19 and a 11, 1 hit. So one of them like swoops in, flying their sword around, trying to slash at you, but you just manage to duck out of the way. Another one slashes in, but you duck out away again. The other one sort of uses that advantage of you being distracted by the other one to shove their sword in for a 13 on the first stab, and then a 12 yes on the second, as they just sort of like pincer you like a chicken.
Holy guacamole, that's half my health.
That was mean.
Okay.
It is now Vega, your turn.
Okay. I will bonus action spend a. Where are these things?
So there's 3 around you.
Yeah.
2 are attacking you, 1's attacking Malice, and then there's 3 around Protea and Jamie.
Okay. I bonus action, spend a key point to Step of the Wind disengage. And I will move back probably about 40 feet.
Yeah, that's cool. You can move into like sort of the forest line rather than into the others.
And I will use my action to wake up Veracity.
You're my favourite. Thank you.
I'll just kind of like grab her and like, wake up!
Ow!
Nice. Yeah, you at Veracity.
So,
you
yeah,
are
yeah.
awake.
Here you go.
That's pretty much everything you can do on your turn, isn't it?
That's my turn.
Thank you very much, G. Protea, it is now your turn. You currently have 2 engaged with you and 1 in front of you engaged with Jamie.
Right. Okay. I'm going to bonus action and run away and face step. Yeah, I'm gonna dip. So I'm going to face step.
Yeah, nice.
30 feet away. I'm going to try and end up like as far as possible.
You could get 60 foot away using your movement.
I'm gonna start at 30. And like, are we in a sort of clearing?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, 40 would be enough.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be able to get to you at 40 unless they
Yeah.
double dashed, and then they.
Well, I'm going to Misty Step 30, and then and that was my bonus action, and then my attack. I am going to frantically go, what did Jim say? What did Jim say? And then attempt to cast Jim's magic missile.
Lovely.
At I believe Let's get silly with it.
Yeah.
I'd like to try and cast it at second level, please.
Go for it. So I think that's just some extra darts, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one more dart.
So angelic, gluten-free darts and magical force.
It's very important that they're gluten-free.
If the attack roll scores a critical hit, you do extra damage. So roll I think 4 by the 4 by the looks of it. 4 attack rolls, please.
Yes. That is a 15 to hit on the first one.
15 misses, unfortunately.
Fuck's sake. Okay, next one.
They put up the shield and boom, the first one.
Oh, that was a 19 on the dice, and 19 plus 8.
That definitely hits.
Yeah. Okay, so and then that's a 22.
Definitely hits.
And that is a 20.
Definitely hits. They like put a shield up and boom, the first one hits and they like smile at you and then they go, oh, that's just these missiles of like, what color are your missiles?
They're sort of like pink and green. It's a bit like 60s psychedelia. But yeah, they're pink and green. So the first one does 6 damage, please.
6 damage, nice.
And then I'm just gonna do this a couple of times.
Yeah.
The second one does another 6 damage.
Beautiful.
The third one does 8 damage.
Oh, smashing it. Yeah, you just boom, 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 smash into this this large bugbear who just gets blown off his feet and rolls back onto the ground, and you just hear a "oh" as you boom, 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 smash this bugbear to pieces with your missiles. Anything extra you'd like to do, or is that's pretty much all your
I've used
economy,
my
isn't
bonus
it?
action. With my, I still have another 20 feet of movement, I think.
Yeah.
Can I run? So if we're in a circular clearing, is that? Sorry, my spatial.
It's kind of like it's sort of like a long. It's like a long road,
Okay.
and that's where you're on. You're on this sort of like path, and on either side is forest. I'm
Right.
presuming that you've just gone further back from whence you came.
Can I get up a tree
You,
with my movement?
I would
No.
say,
Or is that an action? That's fine if it's an action.
no. I would say that you could use your movement to like get up partway, like on a tree. You'd still be within. You wouldn't be within hitting distance because they'd have to run that extra distance to get to you. But with your next movement, you'd probably be able to get up the tree. But you will have to make a climbing check. That's the
fine.
only.
That's okay. I'd like to try it.
Yeah, go for it.
Cool. So I have to make a climbing check now or my next turn?
Yeah. You won't. You'll use your movement to get to the tree. You'll use part of your movement to get up the tree and part of your movement to get up the tree. But you need to pass the check first.
I gotcha. Well, that was a 19.
You scramble up this tree and manage to make it up one sort of large branch. You're sort of like hanging off like this tree.
Oh
and, like, pulling
no! Can I be
yourself up.
sat on a? Yeah, can I be sat on
like-
a like branch? I'm only
you're-
like 4'6". I'm only wee.
Yeah, you're pulling yourself up, like slowly, like getting up onto this tree. They won't be able to make it to you in time in the next round. But
Sick.
yeah, you've not fully climbed the tree. Malice,
Oh, so I've got one. I've got 2.
you've
in
got
front of me.
3 because
I've got 3.
Vega's pieced out.
I would like to bring up my shield, twirl my trident, pop my neck, and just say, "I got this." And I get 2 attacks per action, and I'm also going to
Yes.
take my action surge, so I have 4 attacks.
Go for it.
Cool. So let's see. I'll do the first 2. Okay, so that is an 18 and a 16.
Okay. Is it alright if I make you re-roll the 18 with this card?
No, it's not.
I'm trying to get rid of them. I've realised I could have used one earlier, but I'll keep
Okay,
that
so
later.
it's a non-natural 20 this time.
Then it still hits. The 16 misses, but the non-natural 20 hits. Would you like to roll for your other 2 attacks as well? Are you just hitting the same one, or are you going to sort of space these out to
It
different?
depends if they go down or not.
All right, so roll your damage for your first attack.
Okay. 6, 10. So, yeah. No, wait. Yeah, sorry. Maths is hard for me.
No worries.
That was that was 10 damage on that one.
Nice.
And can I add a psychic little spice?
Yeah, spice it
One
up.
of them. It gives an extra D8, I think. Yeah, D8 plus 2. That's an extra 7 on top of that.
Whoa, okay. Very, very, very nice. Yeah, you slash into this one. You sort of like dodge and then like just jam your trident into its thigh. And it's like, oh, my thigh! And then you just see it go, oh! That it goes a little bog-eyed as psychic energy sort of runs through its brain. Would you like to roll your other attacks? It's looking like you're doing some work on it. It's still up, but you're doing some work on it.
Yes, I would. Okay, so I got a 17 and then a 12.
The 12 misses, but the 17 hits.
Yes. Okay. Okay, and because this is a new action, do I still add the modifier? Or is it just
Everything
still
gets added. Everything gets added.
Oh, nice.
Like, even if you wanted,
so
you could
that's
add your psychic
another-
again if you can, if that's like a possibility. Like, if you've got psychic die to spend, you could spend it on this.
Cool, may as well.
Yeah.
Psychically damaging bugbears. So it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 damage.
Oi! Okay, yeah. This bugbear is looking rough. You pull the trident out again and just jam it into the other side. It's like, oh, and it just goes even like the eyes just sort of like roll back into his skull as he sort of like puts his hands to his head. He's like, oh, my brain. Actually, does anybody speak Goblin?
I do.
So you can hear all this, but everybody just hears, oh, get out of yeah, it is now. Any bonus actions or anything you want to do?
No.
No worries.
I'm good. Just wailing on this one bugbear.
Sweet, Wiggy. Jamie, it's your time.
If I'm a sneaky snake, and sort of dip out in a certain direction, would I be able to make it so I only incur 1 attack of opportunity, or will I just get slapped by all 3?
Only one's in combat with you. The other 2 are sort of like focusing on Protea.
Molto bene. I'd like to dip, and I'll suck a bunch one to the face.
Cool. I'm going to spend this card, which allows advantage on opportunity attacks.
No, thank you.
Too late now. You made a decision. So I rolled a 2 and an 8. So it does a 13. Oh no, we've got a shield. Oh no, it's
finished.
You got a shield up. It's still your turn. So yeah, the shield's still up.
Okay, I'll take it. Yeah, and then I will use my full 30 feet to back up.
Yeah, they swing out at you, but to no avail. You back up into the forest line.
Sort of in the direction of Vega and Veracity.
Yeah, sounds good.
And she's going to sort of under her breath, like, oh, this I definitely understand. And she's just going to hold up, and you can see black energy building. And then flames start to like crackle inside of this sort of encompassing shadow, and you can start to see the flames sort of like pushing through the darkness. And then while there's still a ball, she's going to launching it at the 3 that were in front of her. If I can catch any that are around Malice, that'd be great without catching Malice.
How big is it?
It's a fireball, so.
Oh,
because
yeah, easy.
Yeah.
40 foot. Yeah, easy.
Cool.
You get all 6 of
It's a
them.
20-foot sphere.
Oh.
So if I can be
4. I'd say you get 4 of them.
yeah, I'll take 4. So could I have some deck saves, please, sir?
Yes. Bugbears. Okay at deck saves, surprisingly. And you. Okay, let's roll. First one rolled a 17.
That's the save.
That's 1 save. The second one fails. The third one fails. The fourth one fails. Oh, the fifth one. Wait, did I say you get 5? Didn't I? Because I picked
No,
up
you
5
said
dice.
4, but
Well,
I
I
mean,
picked
5
up-
would be nice.
I'll picked up 5 dice. I've picked up 5 dice. I've rolled the 5. The fifth one saves as well.
So two pass, 3 fail.
Yeah. So roll your damage super play.
I'm doing it on the stunning D&D Beyond app because I can't be bothered to do the maths. So that's 28 damage for the fails and 14 damage for the passes.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a good roll. We've got a couple of 5s and 4s in there.
So 28 in total, right?
Yeah.
So let me just. Cool. And that one is a. Pardon me, sorry. One of them burns to a crisp. Cool, and then is cool, awesome. Quick math. Everyday man's on the block.
Smoke trees.
Yes. So one of them, just the one that Protea had been magic missiling, is just on the floor. Like you can hear the words. Oh, it's really. So it just burns in like a ball of flame that appears from nowhere. The rest of you just hear screaming as these bugbears sort of like run around on fire, swinging their swords maniacally. It is now. Still your turn if you've got any bonus actions or anything like that.
I'll just use verbal for my bonus, and she's gonna turn in a genuine way and like look at Veracity and be like, "I feel like you should show me how it's really done."
Oh, it will be time soon. But first, unfortunately, it's the bugbear's turns. So that one's out. Burnt to crisp. The one that you've been attacking, Malice, is not happy with you.
Imagine not.
You've made him think things that he didn't want to think. That's a natural 1. So, for you,
Hey.
I have a wonderful fail. Let's have a little read of that first. It is slashing. Momentary confusion. You don't add your proficiency bonus to your attacks for 1d4 rounds. So not only do they miss, but they get minuses for 3 rounds. So, I mean, they weren't gonna hit with that, unfortunately. A 10's not gonna hit you. They just sort of like swing at you wildly, and they're just like saying words that you don't really understand. At Vega, you can just hear the one saying like, "Don't make me think things," and they're just swinging this sword at you, not really doing much to do any sort of combat against you. Oh, actually, I'm gonna play this. Oh no, I'll just save it for the next one. I've already rolled that. The 2 are going to run towards you. Vega, how much movement do you have?
Me, 50 feet.
They won't make it to you, but 2 bugbears start to run towards you. You can hear one of them go like, "Oh, you come back here!" And they start to run towards you, Veracity and Jamie. One of them slightly on fire, the other one slightly not. Then it is Veracity. Your turn. There are 2 bugbears, one of them pointing and shouting something very aggressively.
Only 2 left.
Oh no, 2 running towards you. There's 1 in combat with Malice, and then there's 1 sort of looking towards Protea who's scrambling up a tree, and 1 who's on fire, just sort of like looking around for Jamie.
And Protea's looking poorly. And if I decided, say, to shoot out a cone of fire, if I ran forward 25 feet and then shot out a cone of fire, I would get my party as well as a lot of bugbears.
I don't think you'd get any of the party.
How many bugbears could I get in a 15-foot cone of fire?
15 foot. I'd say just the 2 running towards you.
Yeah, that's no fun. Okay, in that case, let's... I wish I hadn't missed a turn.
Unless you... No, yeah, just...
No, it's cool.
Just the 2.
One more question, then I know what I'm doing. Protea, you said she looked approximately like she'd lost, if one was to put a number on it, half her health. Was she already looking fairly flimsy to begin with, or is she a tank who can withstand many, many lost hit points?
I think if that happened again, that would be Protea down for the count. Okay,
so then what we'll do is Veracity will pick herself up from the ground where Vega has unceremoniously flung her, go, thanks! And then dust her knees off and go, come on, Sparky! Gosh, she sounds like she's in an Enid Blyton novel. Never mind. And she will unpeel Sparky out again and make him appear in between the 2 who were coming towards them. Those 2 both need to make a dex save, please.
Okay, cool.
He just does this when he appears.
Yeah, one of them got a 14, and the other one fails. The other one, they both fail then. Yeah.
Great, so that's 2d6, and because I have a feat, I can reroll fire damage if it's bad, but it's not bad. That's 11 points of damage to them both.
Oof.
Sparky is now up, and I would like to cast as a bonus action, because that wasn't a spell, that's just my wild magic.
Yeah.
And then as a bonus action, I'd like to cast Healing Word at 2nd level.
Thank you.
To Protea, which does 2d4 plus 5, but another d8 because Sparky is up.
I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
I've got a minimum healing card.
Okay.
So I'm going to spend that whilst it's here. So what's the minimum?
So a 1, a 1, a 1, and a 5. It's still 8 points of healing.
There you go.
I'll take it. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Veracity scowled at the great sky god who decided to...
The almighty big one.
The almighty big one.
Oh, you are so big.
And then she hasn't taken any hits yet, and she's irritated about being knocked unconscious, so I think she'll use the rest of her movement just to get in the forefront. A lot of her party seem to be running away, so she's going to counter that flow of motion and run into the battle.
Nice. There are 2 bugbears left. One of them is been fighting Jamie and is going to run towards Jamie now. One of them is going to sort of look towards Protea and start running towards Protea. They would be able to catch up to Jamie because you only move 30 foot, if I'm correct.
Yep.
Cool. So they will strike out at you.
I can just imagine it's that pissed off at me. It's just run straight past Veracity directly at me.
I presume a 15 will miss.
A 15 is my AC.
Oh, okay. So I am going to also use this card to turn the other attack into a hit.
We'll really need to stop rolling the wand.
Yeah, well, I've only got 1 left, and it's a special one, isn't it? And you guys still have your fortuitous circumstance. Well, G has the fortuitous circumstance. So 2 hits. That is for the first attack. It's going to run at you with its sword and only deal 5 points of damage. No, 6 points of damage, sorry. And then on the second attack, wow. Oh, okay, no, that was a bit, I didn't see the 8. So first attack was 6, and the other one is bloop, 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 11. So 17 points of damage in total as, this in Goblinoid's shouting obscenities.
And she looks very pissed as she gets sort of slashed. And you notice that almost like water, like if you had your head under a shower, her skin goes from porcelain white and it slowly just goes black into a drow skin color instead, as she hellish rebukes back at it.
Awesome, yeah. Hellish rebuke, my
man. Hellish rebuke is a dex saving throw.
Okay, so it rolled a 12.
That's a fail.
Wonderful. Full damage, please.
11 points of fire damage.
Oh, spicy.
And she's just like, oh, you chose the wrong one to come after, as her skin slowly turns into her usual color, and it just becomes to burn.
Yeah,
Just spontaneously combust.
The bugbear just explodes in fire. Is it like black fire as well?
Yeah, it's black.
Like
everything has got that shadowy black theme to it. I also don't want to steal any kind of veracity splendor. That's her.
The black flame like wreaths around this bugbear, who's just like, Vega, you just say, "What the fuck?" It's very impertinent. And that's it. It is now Vega, your turn. There are sort of two, like within 20 foot of you. Veracity is kind of in combat with them, but they've not had like any sort of chance to attack yet. There's one in line with Jamie, a bit ahead of you, and one fighting Malice and one running over to protect.
I guess I'll head towards the ones that are Veracity is at. Like 20 feet away. And yeah, I will use my monk weapon of a spear to attack one of them.
Go for it.
So that is, what does that add up to? That's a 16 to hit.
Just misses. As you like jam in with your spear, they like pull up a shield and just pop it. They're looking rough, but he's looking like he's fighting hard for this last stand potentially.
I guess I will do my daunting roar again then.
Nice.
As my bonus action.
Okay, so they need to roll.
Wisdom save.
There's 5 left. Wisdom. Bugbears. Not too unwise. So, first one rolls a 7. The second one rolls a 20. The third one rolls a 6.
It's actually only things within 10 feet of me.
Oh, so there's only 2.
Yeah.
So it's just the 2 that I read out then. So one of them fails and one of them succeeds. Do they become frightened of you, I believe?
Yeah, frightened until the end of my next turn.
Nice. The one that has the shield that you've sort of like stabbed at looks at you with like more grit in them and like gives you a little rah back. One of them that sort of like was ready to fight Veracity is just like dead eye locked with you, like just like a deer caught in the headlights, completely distracted. Any extra things you'd like to do? Is that it?
Yeah, that's it for now.
No worries. Okay, lovely jubbly. Do you not get 2 attacks as a monk? at 8th level?
I don't think so. Do I?
Yeah, I believe you do. At 6th or 5th level, you should get your second attack.
But isn't Daunting Roar an action and you don't get 2 actions?
I thought Daunting Roar was a bonus action.
It's a bonus
Oh.
action.
Great, then
Yeah.
you can get,
So, yeah, I thought monks had 2.
I mean, I don't-
punches as an action.
Do I? I don't see that anywhere on my character sheet.
I would say attacks per action.
Yeah, you get an extra attack at
Oh,
5th
extra
level.
attack. Yes, I've been a fool. I will take another swipe then. I'm like, the bonus action will stand. It doesn't hit. Doesn't it?
No. Okay. Was it a 1 by any chance?
No, it wasn't a one.
Just searching
Keep
for
your
extra
cards to
cards.
yourself. Keep that in the pack.
I'd love to give them to myself more. So, wonderful. Vega, that is your turn. Protea.
Right, so there's one lad heading my way, one bugbear. How far away is the bugbear from me?
20 foot.
How hurt do they look? Or not at all?
They look okay.
Okay, well then,
They're on a little bit of fire, but they're like powering through.
in which case, up in the tree, Protea's going to say, "Oh my gosh, did you just see that? It was absolutely hilarious!" and cast Tasha's hideous laughter.
Excellent. Wisdom saving throw, I presume?
That would be nice.
Well, I don't think a 10 will do it.
No, it doesn't. So please, everything's hilariously funny. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this bugbear's like running towards you, just starts like giggling to himself and then and like doubles over in like laughter, just like grasping the floor and making like hand imprints and then like slapping the floor, giggling away. And they can make a save at the end of every of their turn.
At the end of each of its turns, and each time
Perfect.
it takes damage.
Excellent, thank you. And that is Tatchard.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I have a
Any
bit of-
extra things you would like
Yes, please. The person who was crushed under the wheel of the thing, where are
to
they?
do? Yes. The halfling is moved from like where they were sort of laid and crawled their way underneath the cart that's now upright.
Okay, what I'm going to do. Oh, this is risky bisky, but I think it's worth doing it.
Go for it.
Are they small or medium, your halfling? It has to be small.
Yeah, small creatures.
I'm going to look at them and go, "Do you want out of there?"
You could just see them nodding, like
And-
tears streaming down their face.
And I nod, and I do benign transposition. I teleport
What's that do?
them. I use my action. Oh, it's an action, not a bonus. Sorry, that was wrong.
No
of
worries,
me.
no worries. It's okay.
No, that's all right. In which case, I'm going to. Is there anybody nearby to them?
Malice.
Any evil people? Any people we're fighting?
There is a bugbear next to Malice.
All right, I'm going to telekinetically shove that.
Yeah. Against the cart?
bugbear.
Or just like to shove them prone?
Prone, ideally. If that's
Okay. Yeah, so do they need to make...
They need to make a strength save, please.
Cool. They rolled a 8.
No.
Well.
So they are now prone.
Yeah, how does your like telekinetic shove kind of like work?
Sure. So it's almost as if you've ever seen like, no, the ground tripped me, I swear. It's like that kind of a trick of the light,
Yeah.
almost as if the ground itself might have just done a little ripple for that shove. But all her shoves are spring based because it's fun.
Nice.
and little sparkly glitter things happen when he hits the ground.
Malice, just in front of you, this bugbear just absolutely stacks it face first into the ground. And you like as their face like implodes into the ground, you just see like glitter come from the dirt road. Not sand, glitter. Yeah, that's everything, isn't it, Protea?
Mhm.
Malice, your bugbear is currently prone. I believe that's advantage.
Excellent. I will stab them while they're down. I'm not
Yeah.
above it.
I mean, technically, you are above it.
Hey.
Bonus card for me. No, I'm joking.
Guess who got a nat 20?
Hey.
And because it's with my my special trident of life
Stealing.
stealing. There we go. There's an extra thing that happens with that. which is
Excellent.
good.
Yeah, roll, please, roll.
Okay. So it is. So that is 8 of the stabbing damage
Beautiful.
plus.
Are you doubling your die, aren't you?
Oh no, I wasn't.
Yeah. Oh wait, no, sorry, it's a critical hit. Let me get a card for you.
Oh.
Is it piercing? Isn't it?
Yeah.
Trident. Triple damage. So roll that d8 3 times. The target must make a DC 14 Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the target has disadvantage on attack rolls for 44 plus 1 round. This is called distracting jab. They fail, so I mean, I don't really think they're going to make it through this.
Okay, so that's 18 damage on the actual roll, and then they take an extra D10 necrotic damage, and I get 10 temporary hit points.
Nice.
So you jam your trident into this creature's back. It literally, like, as you do so, all the sort of like strength is sapped from its body as it just sort of husks in on itself, and you like pull out the trident, and there's just this shimmering glow about you as you regain 10 hit points temporary. So that's Dade. There is one 30 foot away from you, another one 30 foot away from you, and the rest are probably unreachable.
So that was 30 and 20, you said?
So two are sort of 30 in combat with veracity in figure.
Right. Can I use some of my movement to move 10 feet and then throw my trident into its back?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, so that is ranged. It's the same. So that is 15 to hit?
Ooh, just misses, unfortunately. You launch this
my
trident. You like turn around the car and just whoops, launch this trident with strength as it soars through the air. The frightened, like, this bugbear that's like sort of staring out Vega, like, oh, sort of like turns, sees the trident coming, and just like manages to get their shield up. As it like clangs off their shield and drops to the floor, they're like, oh my god. That's, well, only Vega really hears that. Everybody just hears, it is now Jamie.
One's having a giggle.
Your turn. You are currently in combat with one that's looking, it's just wreathed in black flame. Looking bad.
Okay. One left. I am going to.
Sorry, Avi, did you have any bonus actions?
No.
Sorry, yeah, didn't even ask. Michael, go ahead. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. I will Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, it is.
Zibek.
You'll have to move because it's a spell. It's a spell, isn't it? So it's a ranged spell.
Oh,
You have
it's
to-
yeah. I forgot. It
No,
runs
it's totally-
towards. It's in within 5 foot of me.
Yeah.
I do remember. That's all right. I will cast Booming Blade instead.
Perfect. Go for it.
I should flips and spins a small short sword out and goes in for the jab. Ooh. 22 to hit.
Yeah.
That was a big hit. That is 3 points of damage. Does that include the damage of the sword, or is it just the spell itself?
It should include the sword damage as well. Booming Blade is like an add-on to your sword.
Normal. Oh, yeah. The target suffers weapons attacks normal effect. So yeah, I'd assume that's the damage. So that's a 3 again, plus my DX. So 6 points of damage on top of that.
You slash into this bugbear and this booming sound echoes out as it's just flung back and it just lolls dead on the floor.
Oh, nice.
Still crackling away. Any bonus actions or anything?
No, that's my turn. There's anyone left now, isn't there?
There are 1, 2, 3 left.
Oh, wow. I really miscounted.
Yeah, you've just killed you've killed 3. There's 3 left. 2 are fighting Vega and Veracity. 1 is coming over to Protea. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, 1's just laughing their butt off. So, yeah.
I'll keep moving forwards alongside sort of Vega and Veracity.
Cool.
Maybe like 5 foot behind them both.
Cool. So it is
Still
now that
keeping myself in the fight, but not the first one to get slapped.
No worries. Yeah, I think they're kind of distracted with Veracity and Vega. The one attacking you, Veracity, rolls a 21 and a 14 won't hit you, will it?
Yes, it does. 14.
Oh, it does. Okay.
I'm very small.
Small. So the first one deals 12 points of damage, and then a further 8 as they turn sort of like from being attacked by a trident to just sort of like, and they just start smashing you with this sword downwards, like trying to swat a fly kind of thing.
Am I within 30 feet of Veracity?
You are.
Please may I use my psionic protective field?
Awesome. What does that do?
Creatures see within range, I can reduce the damage taken by 1d8 plus 2.
Nice. So roll the 1d8 plus 2, please.
Well, that was a 1 on the d8, so
Take it. Thanks.
3.
As you're sort of like taking these sword slashes, you're noticing that they're not really cutting you, but bludgeoning you, as there's this sort of like weird every time the sword crashes down on you. And you sort of feel like there's like a weird protective barrier. It's not that thick, but it's it's doing something.
Take it.
I'm really sorry, Vega. That's a natural 20 and a 18 to hit.
Yeah, they hit.
What am I rolling today? So slashing is set up. 1 enemy within 5 feet can make an attack of opportunity, but they are frightened of you, so that is a disadvantage. And a 14 won't hit, will it?
Nope.
You see these bugbears start to like work together, and you hear the bugbear that's attacking you just sort of like, "Game!" And the other one like looks at you and is like, so, like tries to jab at you, but you just dodge out of the way. But as you dodge out of the way, they come in with the sword and just hack at your side, and then reverse and hack at the other side, and you just can't get your guard up at the right time with the spear. They deal 17 and 13 points of damage in total.
I'm down.
This bugbear like starts hacking at Vega, and Vega is just overwhelmed and unfortunately sort of spun to the floor. The bugbear turns around and looks at you, and it's like huffing and puffing Veracity. But yeah, it seems to be coming for you. It is now your turn.
Vega's down.
Yep.
Vega is down.
Unconscious.
And there's 4 up.
3. 2 are,
Three, which-
two are up. 1's laughing.
How wounded-ish? Do some look more hurt than others?
The one that just took Vega down, it looked like a fight between Vega and it looked like that could have gone either way, but it just managed to get the best of Vega.
Okay.
Whereas the one in front of you, whilst not looking great, is looking a bit healthier.
Okay. And then there's one on the floor that's also not looking fab.
Oh, he's
He's having
just
a great
laughing.
time.
Yeah, he's having the.
But healthy laughter.
Yeah, healthiest laughter.
Cool. I want to get Vega up, but I'm also really concerned by how slowly we're killing the multiple things. So I am going to cast. Which one do I want? I'm going to cast Scorching Ray.
Yeah.
At 3rd level, which means I
Excellent.
get 4 rays.
Make those attack rolls, please.
Yeah. I'm gonna Are you a DM? Do I have to do them all at once and say where they go, or can I do one, keep going until someone's down, and then move over?
Yeah, I'm
Either's
happy
fine.
with that.
That
Yeah,
one?
I'm happy with that.
Cool. So the first one is a nat 20.
Ooh, well, that is good for you because
Whee!
these spell ones are pretty cool. Targeted spell, maximum damage, and roll damage dice again.
Maximum damage and roll damage
And
dice.
roll
again.
the damage dice again.
Okay,
So what's the max damage you can do?
is 2d6 and a d8, so that's 20 plus 8, so 28 damage.
So they blow up in a burst of flame.
Cool.
There's one, there's one in front of you, and one you get advantage at because he's laughing.
Great, I'll take the one in front of me next. That is a dirty 20 to hit.
That definitely is.
Cool, so that's...
Did you say you get a +8 to your damage?
Yeah.
So they burst into flame.
Okay.
And are you the last? You've got how many? Two more bolts left.
I've got 2 more bolts.
Both at
So I see-
advantage.
Yeah, but I might miss. I'm not always that lucky. Should I try just in case?
Both at advantage. Roll,
One was
please.
in that one, but then it's 26, so that hits.
Definitely hits. Yeah.
And another dirty 20.
Roll damage, please.
Let me just double check. I'm not sure if I get the D8 every single spell. I think it might just be once per turn with Sparky.
Okay.
And Sparky also will do some damage after this.
Cool.
Should I roll that all at once?
Yeah. Just roll all the damage die
Cool,
together.
So Sparky will also... Where is he? Where did I put his spells? Doobie-doo. Do-do-do-do. Sorry.
It's all right.
No need to apologize. This is hilarious.
He's just going to roll another d20 plus 8 to hit. Yep, that's 21. Sparky hits. So
Kill it.
I'm rolling
Kill it.
5d6 plus 8 plus 8 plus 3 is what I'm rolling. I think. Someone tell me if that's wrong. I think that's what I'm rolling.
I trust you.
Yeah.
Cool. That's where I put my d8. Okay, so that's a 4 and a 3 is 7 and a 6 is 13 and a 2 is 15 and another 6 and another 4. Hang on, no, that was 68. I only had 5d8, so I'll take away the last one I rolled, which was the 4. I said 15. 21 plus 8 is 29 plus 8 is 37 plus...
You only needed the 29. It explodes
okay.
in a massive flame. Considering that, Veracity was the one that kind of, talked about this idea of talking to the creatures before just, going in and doing the job. You all stand, apart from Vega, sorry.
I'll heal you in a minute.
You all stand in awe as fire just wreaths this entire area. And whilst you have that moment of reflection, that is where we will have to end today's session. We have run super late, but thank you guys for watching. It's been, bloody hell. You guys were worried. You guys were like, oh, we're going down. There's, there's 6 of them. We've only taken down a few. And then that happened. So, thank you for... Yeah.
Whatever point Veracity wants to make, she's made it. She doesn't need to say. You shouldn't need to say anything. We're all just gonna be like, okay.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed tonight, we're playing every Monday, I believe. We're scheduled in for from 6 p.m. GMT. I believe Warriors of Waterdeep is also running. I'll have to check in with the producer on what dates they are. But all our shows are streamed at twitch.tv/RollTogetherRPG, and you can find all of our content that's been archived at youtube.com/rolltogetherrpg. There's also podcast versions, again, of all our shows, so check us out. Roll Together RPG and all podcast formats. Another massive thank you to our D20 club on Patreon. There'll be a link in chat now, so do join them. Every penny counts, and thank you very much. Big thanks again to our supporters, Ultra Forge, Hero Forge, Ultra Pro, Elderwood Academy, and our supporters D&D Beyond, Idle Champions, Warriors of Waterdeep, and Level Up Dice. Don't forget, we're all over social media at Roll Together RPG. And thank you guys for joining in to this wonderful first episode of Into the Wastelands, the Eternal Army. Yeah, what a brilliant game. We'll see you next week.